Average gas prices are $3.14 a gallon today in the state of Indiana, according to Gas Buddy. In Indianapolis, gas is $3.09. The cheapest gas in the state is in Evansville at $2.92 a gallon. It's now back-to-back losses for the Fever to the Minnesota Lynx. Sunday's loss, 97-84. Head coach Stephanie White.
It's just being locked in for 40 minutes. We're a team that's still reintegrating new pieces, and we got to find a way to make it click.
Kelsey Mitchell finished with 26 points. Indiana is now 19-18. They're still in position at the moment for a playoff spot. They will face Seattle tomorrow night. The Colts won on Saturday in their final preseason game, beating the Bengals 41-14. Now they will work to end up with a 53-man roster before tomorrow. Week 1 is Sunday, September 7th. And Lucas Oil founder Forrest Lucas has died. Lucas was a native of Ramsey, Indiana, and started the company with his wife back in 1989, building it into the global brand it is today. The company became a huge presence in motorsports and paid millions for the naming rights to Lucas Oil Stadium, home to the Colts.
Forrest looked to racing and how powerful the platform could and would be to grow both his brand and his business.
The National Hot Rod Association posting a video to social media saying Lucas Oil, a huge title sponsor for the NHRA drag racing series for over 20 years. Lucas was 83. Now check of traffic. Good morning, Matt Bear.
Good morning, Jarrett. Looking at northbound 65 slow out of the north split to West Street. And on the north side, eastbound 465 slow before Allisonville Road. It's a crash on the exit ramp from eastbound 72 Shadeland Avenue. A little bit slow through the area. Please be safe. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code radio for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
The forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Beautiful sunshine, very comfortable temperatures this afternoon. Today's high only 71, mostly clear and crisp overnight, a low of 51. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Time for Kendall and Casey.
You're listening to Rob Kendall
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
and Casey Daniels
My government would never lie to me, would they?
on 93 WIBC.
Casey, I have breaking news for you.
Oh, yeah? What's going
We're
on?
going to start this award-winning program on a Monday with breaking news. Groceries are really expensive.
I don't know if you're breaking that news to anybody right now.
So, yesterday afternoon, by the way, what a horrible idea to go on a Sunday afternoon. It used to be you say, I'm going to go on a Sunday afternoon to the grocery store because the crowds will be
Thin.
and it'll be fine and it'll be a quicker experience. That is true. However, there's nothing left in the store.
Oh, everybody went on Saturday.
Well, but it didn't used to be that way. There's clearly still issues with supply. It's not like this was some super holiday weekend. It's not like it's 4th of July. I would understand that. But like this happens quite a bit where if you go to the store in the evening, especially on a weekend, you have like there's just empty sections. Like it's bizarro stuff too. Like Livy loves the Bob Evans mac and cheese. So I always try to get one of the family size Bob Evans mac and cheese. I can split them up. We're in the phase of using the fork now, which is a wild and wacky adventure. And so I can I can get 4 or 5 meals for her out of one of those family size mac and cheese.
Sure.
There are 2 sections of it. One section is just completely gone. There's another section where they're kind of hidden where they were up near the deli. But there were a whole bunch of things that were just gone or limited, very limited in supply, or there was nothing good. So that's one side of it. I got 6 bags of groceries, like 6 little Walmart bags of groceries. No steak, no meat, like a lunch meat, but it's not even the good kind, right? It's the kind probably you enter some sort of observational facility after you eat it. But like 6 bags of groceries. Like 5 or 6 years ago, it would have cost me about $50. $90.
Yeah. The cost of everything so high. So Jim, he loves the chocolate.
Jim is your husband.
Yeah, he likes the chocolate Entenmann's donuts.
Yeah,
the kind that like snap in half. I was reading the label on those recently, and I was like, "There's really no food in this at all." But he found out that there's an Entenmann's wholesaler in Indianapolis, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to drive to the north side of town because they're $1 a box there versus what they are at the grocery store." Now, I don't know if any of that is true. He hasn't, gone through with it yet, but that's where we're at. You're gonna look for the wholesalers at this point.
Well, so I was thinking about this as I'm watching the thing scale up every single time, and I think most of our audience knows by now. I am a very observant shopper. Like, I will get the off-brand wherever possible. I price point. Like, I try to do all the things, right? And I'm watching this thing go up, and then there's the total, and then you have the sticker shock. But then I'm like, okay, my family, my wife works, we can afford this.
So you weren't putting anything back?
No, I don't get as much as I used to, but I'm thinking, okay, we can afford to pay this. It's just money going out the door, but there's a lot of people who can't do this. Like, where does this end? And it's a big reason why, so I was going through I have a routine, right? And I always just kind of get the same stuff. And I'm like, I'd like to mix it up a little bit this time. And mixing it up costs me probably like $20.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks, right? Because I want to do something a little different this time. I'd like to get some new food in the house. Oh, $20 extra just to have something different. Again, we're talking all the frozen stuff that's probably rotting my insides. We're not talking about the top of the line.
Healthy stuff?
The top of the line stuff here. And so you're looking at this. This is why it's so maddening to me that all of this time is being wasted on things like redistricting when neither the Republican nor Democrat Party is doing anything to help you at the grocery store.
No, nothing.
They're not doing anything to help you on the price of anything. And yet they won't spend any time on that. But they will go to the ends of the earth. They will move heaven and earth to pick up one more seat for themselves and their party in the Congress.
Right. No special session to address the property tax issue.
No.
But possibly a special session to keep them in power.
Yeah, and so my question to the politicians would be, like, where does this end? I mean, groceries continue to rise in price, and it's also the maddening thing about, well, inflation is under control. Well, no, it's not, because the rising price, even though it's not rising as much, or it's gone back to more traditional levels of price increase, all the price increase of the past 4 or 5 years is already is a part of that. So by the rising price, you're not undoing what you did before. Okay, so they've stopped elevating, these historic levels. Okay, but the historic level, the historic increase is now a part of the new everyday price. It's not like things have gone backwards in price and wages have not kept up with the price increases of the core stuff.
The thing that really drives me crazy at the grocery store are some of the other items, the non-edible stuff, like deodorant. $7.99 for a thing of deodorant.
For one?
Yeah.
Now, is women deodorant more?
Well, I don't know. I haven't priced out men's deodorant.
Yeah.
But like toothpaste, these are
Yes.
Just so ridiculous, the cost of some of these things.
Yeah.
And you said you Costco. How about that? Is that an option?
The problem I have with the Costco, now they're fine for the diapers, the wipes, all that sort of stuff. The problem I have with the Costco is I don't have any room to put the stuff.
Yeah, you need some storage for
Right?
all that bulky stuff.
I live a very, while this life appears both sexy and groovy at the same time, I live a very middle-class existence. And my house, when you factor in, there's 3 people living in there, and it's got, what's it got? 3 very small bedrooms.
Your capacity?
It's like I don't have, you can do it for the paper towels, you do it for the toilet paper. I usually go at the beginning of the year that'll last me for the year. Okay, great. And the diapers and the wipes and whatever. But I can't be buying bulk of meat. I can't be buying, you've seen my house. I have a little pantry. I don't have room for all of this stuff.
You need like a meat freezer you can put in the garage.
Well, how much does that cost?
Right? How long would it pay for itself in savings?
But the point of all this is, it's not stopping. You are being priced out of existence, and your lawmakers. And look, we can bring it back. We can bring it back here to the state level. Look at what's going on with energy prices.
That's going to be the new property tax.
It is
rally cry.
Nikki Kelly,
energy prices,
and we'll get into this with her on Thursday when she joins us. Had a fascinating opinion piece in the Capital Chronicle. Her opinion piece about why all of this is happening, and she really nailed what's going on with this. And I know our old pal Indy Reporter talks about this a lot. These SMRs, the lawmakers try to act like there's some magic bullet. These small modular reactors, the nuclear stuff. This nuclear stuff hasn't worked. These SMRs hasn't worked anywhere yet that I'm aware of. There's no place where you can point to and go, look at this entire city. It hasn't worked. You're decades off, if it ever does work. And yet you're going to pay for it the entire time because they're giving away the farm to these mega buildings. And, all right. So anyway, I didn't know if you knew.
The grocery prices
were high?
Were
very
Yes,
expensive.
I was aware of that.
Okay. Well, very good. Then it was just a waste of your time. I'm sorry.
No.
I just wanted to make sure you were fully
We're just
prepared.
commiserating together on a Monday.
Yeah. Well, and the other part of this is, and I know we got to get to a break. What if someone loses a job? Right? Like in a let's say you're a family of 4.
That's why they say people are job hugging now instead of job hopping.
Yeah.
That's a whole thing we'll get into later.
All right. When we come back, I have an event happened over the weekend. There was a record price paid for something, and there's a story behind it.
Yeah.
And my wife and I had a long conversation about this, about whether the person who is sort of the middleman in all of this should be
kicking himself.
Should be pleased, satisfied, have gratitude, or whether that person should be sprinting to the tallest building imaginable.
Okay. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
From red carpets to red states, actor Nick Searcy has seen it all. He starred in the FX TV show Justified and movies like The Fugitive and Castaway. But what he saw in Hollywood and Washington, D.C. changed everything. He'll join Tony Katz for one night of unfiltered stories, sharp insight, and a little bourbon on the side. From Hollywood to the heartland. Saturday, August 23rd at West Fork Whiskey Company. Brought to you by Premier Arms and Boer Remodeling. Tickets on sale now at WIPC.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Shop incredible end-of-summer savings at the Scandinavian Designs Labor Day sale. For a limited time, take up to 70% off select modern furniture and decor for every room in your home, including living room, bedroom, dining room, and more. This is the perfect opportunity to get your space prepped for the party season ahead. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs. We make it simple, you make it home.
Attention! If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. And using your FSA or HSA funds, you could save up to 30% off. To find out if you're a viable candidate, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-348-2596. Instead of masking the symptoms, it resolves the problem at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Find out if you're a viable candidate today. Request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics, 463-348-2596, 463-348-2596.
Join the Home and Garden Show Saturday in Anderson at Anderson Speedway, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. as they preview Saturday evening's Night of Thrills at Anderson Speedway.
Pierce Jewelers is the best family-owned jewelry store in Carmel. All jewelry and watch repair, appraisals, and custom design are done in-house. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Casey,
Yeah.
we have to talk about a guy's situation and how he should be responding to it. Because my wife and I had a spirited debate on this. We feel totally opposite about this. Before we do that, though, it is a big day for me.
Yeah.
It is the 50th anniversary of Born to Run.
It is today. So happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy celebration day. I mean, it should be a national holiday, right? Banks are closed. Right. Stock market's not trading.
Born to Run, most people aware of this program. I am a sizable Bruce Springsteen fan, and Born to Run was his sort of breakthrough album. He went from being this guy who was sort of talked about as this unbelievable live performer who had basically no success selling albums, and then he does this in 1975 incredible album, which sort of became the sort of the blueprint for what would become an incredible career. And it's an album that changed my life and inspired me. And so today, in honor of the 50th anniversary of Born to Run, Kev will be maestroing all of our intros with the 8 fabulous tracks off of Born to Run. And then I'll do a little, as Mellencamp, to steal another guy, a little ditty later about that and how it impacted me. And we have a new piece out.
Yeah, there's an article right now, WIBC.com. Rob Kendall lists his top 10 favorite Bruce Springsteen albums.
I don't write very much anymore, but Matt, our boss, said, hey, would you mind writing a little thing about what Born to Run meant for you? And look, if you enjoy this radio program each day, a big part of what you hear is inspired a little bit by that. And so anyway, if you'd like to read that, all the words are in complete sentences, proper punctuation, grammar in the proper tenses, I believe. I have it pinned up at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter if you'd like to do that. All right, so Okay, so there was a record price paid for a sports card over the weekend.
There was. It was a Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant basketball card.
That's right. They call it a dual logo man card. So for what they started doing this in the 2000s is Jerry West was a famous basketball player, and his silhouette is the logo of the NBA. So you see it on the court, you see it on the jerseys. It's become known as Logo Man. Jerry West is Logo Man. And in the mid-2000s, these sports card companies started taking they call them jersey cards, where they take a piece of a game-worn jersey and they insert it in a piece of cardboard, and people pay exorbitant prices for these things. They started making these Logo Man cards, which were very rare, where they would take the logo off of a jersey worn by a player, put it on a card, and this 2004, 2005 exquisite Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, dual Logo Man autographed card. So both of their signatures are on this card, and both of their Logo Man patches are on this card. It's sold, Casey. Are you ready for this? For $12.932 million.
Yeah. So it sold at Heritage Auctions over the weekend, part of the Summer Platinum Night Sports Sale. $12.9 million for a basketball card.
Now, it came out that, Mr. Wonderful is one of the guys who bought this card?
Yeah, Kevin O'Leary actually bought this along with two other people. And he said this is the type of thing that you accrue part of your portfolio. He likens it to like a Jackson Pollock painting or an Andy Warhol.
Sure.
He says it's a very thin market, but it's an alternative asset class, and he's all in. Clearly, he's all in if he's willing to fork over $12.9 million for it.
Okay, so here is the interesting part of this story. So Fanatics, which is a sports collector group, they sell things, etc. They had a post about this card, and in 2013, this is how much the sports memorabilia market has gotten wacky. A guy bought this card in 2013, so 12 years ago, for $25,000.
Yeah.
And they found the guy who bought the card. Now, it turns out he had numerous offers to sell this card. He refused to sell it. And then finally, 2 years later, he relented and sold the card for $170,000. So he bought it in 2013 for $25,000.
Yeah.
He sold it for $170,000.
So he made $150,000.
Yeah, he made $150,000. However, so then the guy, whoever owned it, bought it from him, owned it until this sale. So whoever bought it from this guy, bought it for $170,000, sold it for $12.9 million, right?
Right.
So my question is, if you're the dude
who originally had it
and sold it for $170,000 and made $150,000, would you be sick to your stomach, or would you be like, hey, nobody can predict the future. I made $150,000. I had 10 years to do stuff with $150,000.
Right.
All's fair in love, war, and buying and selling and trading sports cards. Where are you at with this?
I have some mixed emotions about this because, as you know, the dude is in sports memorabilia and collectibles, and I have at one point advised him to sell a magazine, which has turned around and sold again for more than what he originally sold it for.
Like when you tell Jim to sell...
Like, oh, gosh.
When you tell Jim to sell stuff, do you say, get that thing out of my house? You have too many of these.
No, it's more like the point is to sell, not buy. Quit buying stuff. Start selling stuff.
I don't think he understands that the point is to sell and not buy things. I think that's where...
No, I think he does. There are some pieces that he has. They are to have and to hold.
Oh.
Because he's holding them in hopes that one day they will turn into a $12 million item.
The first time I ever met
am I, by the way.
The first time I ever met your husband, like, I walked into your house and I was like, huh, you got trouble letting go of things.
You make him sound like a hoarder.
Well, he is in the collector sense, right? In the memorabilia sense.
That's his business.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, okay. So my wife... said she wouldn't feel bad at all because the guy made $150,000. He's a dealer. He's in the business of making money, which is basically the flipping business. and he made $150,000 in 2 years for doing nothing.
Yep.
And he had all that time. She's like, I wouldn't feel bad about that at all. Now me, I can't let anything go.
You'd be kicking yourself?
I hold the grudges and I beat myself up over things and, the OCD and all this stuff. Like I would be heading to the top of the 7th floor of the Emmis building and then pulling a Les Nessman.
Saying I had a $12 million card and I let it go.
I see both sides of this. I do. Like I see where on one end you would say, okay, if you did something smart with that money, you would have probably made a bunch more money, buying more cards, selling more cards. But then also I'm like, oh man, I had something worth $13 million. All I had to do was just keep it in a...
Just hold it.
Whatever.
Right. So you make decisions based on the information you have at the time.
Right.
Did this guy have any faith that card was a $12 million card? Clearly not enough to hold on to it, right? What did he do with the $150,000 that he made?
Yeah.
Did he reinvest it back into his company? Did he, spend it on groceries? Like, what did he do with that money? And if he used that money to go buy other cards in hopes that maybe one day those cards will be worth money, well, that's a loss because he had the Holy Grail.
Yeah. Kev, would you be with me? Casey seems okay with this. You seem like you'd be fine.
I've been through it.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Like,
Would you be like Casey where you're like, well, I made some money and it's fine and all's well and so, or would you be like me and you're like, you dumb son of a, and just spend your days pounding your head against very sharp metal objects?
I feel like if I got a good chunk of money, I'd just be happy with that.
right.
And move
Just
on.
be grateful you had that.
All right, y'all are out in space. I bet Jarrett Lewis would have a measure to approach. Jarrett Lewis with the news. Where would you be if someone handed you $150,000, but 10 years later, if you'd have just held on to the thing, it could have been worth $13 million?
I'm sorry, I missed out on the initial.
Well, you're of no help to anyone. Jerry Lewis is next with the news.
It's 93 WIBC.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
He could be removed from the U.S. again. Skies are sunny. It's 59 in the Circle City. The high today, 72. I'm Jarrett Lewis. This report brought to you by Gutter Helmet. It's 9:31. The man at the center of the immigration debate in the U.S. has been taken into ICE custody.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia's lawyer confirming the news to frustrated protesters in Baltimore.
Mr. Abrego Garcia was taken into custody by ICE this morning.
Abrego Garcia was living in Maryland when he was deported to El Salvador, but ordered to be returned by a judge who ruled he wasn't given due process. Recently, he was brought back to the United States to face an indictment for allegedly trafficking illegal immigrants. His lawyer says he will be filing a lawsuit to challenge his current confinement and deportation to Uganda or any other country.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz reporting. Also in Baltimore, Maryland Democratic Governor Wes Morris speaking out against President Trump's calls to deploy the military in American cities in an effort to reduce crime. The president recently hinted at sending the National Guard to Baltimore. Homicides last year in the city showed a 42% decrease since 2021. And students are going back to class at the University of South Carolina following false reports Sunday evening that there was an active shooter there. A similar hoax happened recently, too, at Villanova University. And now your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow is down 127 points, 45,631. The S&P 500 also in the red. It's down 16 points to 6,466. And the NASDAQ dropping 83 points to 23,498. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level on the go and at WIBC.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Well, summer's still hot, and so are the deals at Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get 0% for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Aviator and Nautilus, or 0.9% for 72 months on 2025 Grand Touring Corsair. Or how about a $50,000 Lincoln Corsair from just $499 per month? So come get one of those hot summer deals at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fisher.
MSRP $52.20, 36-month term, $2,500 due at signing, $499 a month, 10,500 miles per year. Good through 8/31/25.
Hey guys, it's Rob for my friend Mark Deedle. You know, Zillow ranks Indianapolis number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Deedle. Perhaps you're worried with a challenging market, you won't sell your home for the price it's worth. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Dan and Casey in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Deedle. It was time to downsize, and we needed to sell our old house quickly at full value. Mark Deedle made it happen. We got our asking price in a few weeks without any repairs or an appraisal. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Deedle at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
Pat Sullivan here for Gutter Helmet. Are you still putting screens on your gutters? You know, if the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and now you're cleaning the screens. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. Right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 17% discount plus 12 months, no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 17% off, restrictions apply, and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET. That's 800-5HELMET, or gutterhelmetindy.com, and never clean your gutters again.
Just on the city bed, scooter searching for his groove. Seem like the whole world walking pretty and
True story. When we went to the hospital to have Livy, this was the song that was playing on the trip.
10th Avenue Freeze Out.
That's right.
Second song on the album.
Yes, it's the 50th anniversary of Born to Run, so we decided today, because, well, it's half my show, since that's, the album that kind of inspired me, that we would have a birthday celebration today.
Yeah, it's an origin story album for you. I'm curious, when you were on your way to the hospital, did you do that intentionally, or was that magic?
No, I think that was God saying it's time to go. Let's roll. And I'm going to keep you here for 24 hours before this kid's going to come out.
Yeah.
So you better enjoy the music, because the hospital's going to be hell.
At least you had a nice song on the way.
Okay, so Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. Interesting thing that, well, look, it's popping up all over the place now. And people are finally starting to notice that the utility bills, the power bills in this state are totally out of control. Like, you're seeing skyrocketing 20+% in some cases year over year electric bills. And I saw somebody say this, and I know you touched on it earlier in the program. It's fine and great, and everybody should be totally focused on the property tax thing. But these utility bills are becoming as big or a bigger menace when you think about if you're having to add $20 or $30 a month year over year to your utility bill. Well, that's somewhere between $250 and $400 a year. That is the new property tax thing.
Right. Yeah.
And it's part of the broader conversation of what we kind of opened the program with, is you're getting priced out of living. Like, when the groceries are up 20 or 30%, when your property tax are up 20 to 30%, when your utility bills are up 20 to 30%. And all of these things, you're getting nothing new for them. You're not getting anything better. You're not getting anything improved. The lights are still on in the house. The government is still operating as it always did. Now there's more of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing more bright, shiny objects, but it's not getting better. And in the case of food, you're buying less stuff, but the food is still the same. Like it's an unsustainable keeping that same quality of life.
Well, I would argue that when it comes to your energy costs, it may be worse because the prices are surging, and with these data centers popping up, one of them, I believe, made an agreement. We talked about it, how they made an agreement with Google saying that, when when the energy is surging, they'll power down. So who's to say that when you go to flip the light on, that it will be there?
Well, that's where you're headed, and that's what people need to realize is it's not even a cost. I mean, the cost is a massive deal, but there is no. I mean, they are selling you pie in the sky bill of goods on these SMRs right now. The General Assembly and rotten, miserable people like Ed Soliday, state representative, who is the guy who was trying to strong arm that mayor of Portage over speaking out. I mean, our state legislature is led by some really rotten, disgusting, underhanded people. And they are leading you to believe, because of the enhancement of their own existence that is taking place, the Indy Star laid out how much money the power industry is putting into these politicians.
The lobbyists?
Yeah. That they've found some silver bullet that is going to help fix all this, that you can have all these mega buildings and that it won't harm you. It's the same argument that they tried to make during COVID, where Holcomb led you to believe that he could shut the state down and you wouldn't feel any long-term ramification of that. Of course, we've seen that now. Look at the disaster that is Medicaid. Look at all these businesses that didn't reopen. Look at the changing landscape of our society and what has come in its place. Everything got altered because they led you to believe that you could shut society down and there wouldn't be any ramifications for it. It's the same thing happening here, where you cannot put all of these new mega buildings that require all of this power, these data centers, into existence and think that there's not going to be ramifications of your daily, how you live, because there's not enough power for everybody.
Yeah, they consume enormous power. They also offer minimal job creation. Plus, they have these really long tax abatements as well. These utility companies are spending millions on campaign donations and lobbying, which is influencing the policy making. And you've got to consider the fact now that your utility cost, this is going to be a more urgent crisis than the property tax debate.
Yeah, it is. And so, who was this? Right side Mike, _Mike is what this guy goes by on Twitter. Mike Thompson is his name. And nobody's refuted this and said, oh, this is totally out in left field. This seems pretty accurate based on what we've seen publicly put out. There are more than 40 data centers proposed to come to the state of Indiana in the whatever to be, maybe 10, 15 years. But there are more than 40 of these things. And the massive amount, I mean, you are talking about some of these data centers that on their own require more power than the entire community in which they live, in which they're housed. You cannot do that. There's not enough of this. So the logical answer is there's no way that they're going to tell Google, hey, you're going to need to shut down between noon and 3. The logical answer is you're going to be the one shutting down between noon and 3.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You are still going to be paying more, and your product may not even be the same. In regards to food, you were saying, it's still the same food, but the price keeps going up. In regards to your utilities, yeah, the price is going up. You don't know if the service is going to be the same. There's chances are that it may not be.
Let me explain how this all works, too, and because this is not a data center, but it's a warehouse, and our government is very sneaky, and they prey on people being stupid and uninformed. So there was this big, no, let's take a break. I want to do this because this is important, and I need time to get into it, because they did an old sneakathon out in Warehouseburg, where I live, and this will be a great example of how they try to convince you that something great is going on, when in reality, you, the taxpayer, are just a giant corporate subsidy. So can we do that when we come back?
Yep. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon, Monday Gun Day with Guy Relford, and we will recap the biggest stories of the weekend and the day here in Indy. 93 WIBC.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela of Michaelis. If you have water damage, why should you call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. On call 24/7, 365. We are IICRC certified and will restore your space to pre-loss condition or better. And we work through the entire insurance process on your behalf to make it easy.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago Senator Dick Durbin. And now Dick Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Today, consumers have thousands of choices in credit cards, all with equal, strong security. But Durbin's plan is less competition and less security. And that means more risk for your credit and your identity. Tell Republicans in Congress, stop Dick Durbin's takeover of your credit card before it's too late.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Snapped a great photo? Witnessed something newsworthy?
Hey, there's some news.
You can text it right to the WIBC newsroom. Join the text club. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393.
Okay, so let's continue this conversation about how you're getting screwed as a taxpayer and how your government kind of manipulates you into not realizing what's going on. It's kind of like Casey Show. I'm Rob Casey here. Go ahead.
Is that the theme for today or the theme every day?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is our show, right? And this is why they hate us, because we just tell you what's going on. So look, we're focused on data centers, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're the new rallying cry around don't let this happen in your community. But this has been going on for quite a while in the sense of these mega buildings and the amount of stuff that they take to operate, and how we as a society have sort of been asleep at the switch based on the corporate subsidies that they are given. And now in the end, they're really just mostly costing you, an individual taxpayer, money. So let's talk about last Thursday. Now, of course, I only have 3 minutes to speak at these town council meetings in Brownsburg where I'm at. So you basically got to pick like one topic, even though there may be three things you want to talk about. So we were talking about they're proposing spending $100 million on the pool and the amphitheater and the blah, blah, blah,
The
right?
aquatic
So I had
center,
to spend
sure.
my time talking about that. But there was this super secret thing where they dubbed it Project Tahoe, Casey.
Oh.
And you didn't really know what Project Tahoe was.
Are you talking about a Chevy Tahoe?
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of people thought. Maybe there's something with the Tahoes. We don't know, right? Tahoes are very popular in Indiana state government, you may have heard.
Clearly.
But like and
It's a very nice vehicle.
the government appeared to know what was going on, but the public was kept largely in the dark. And so they vote on what they call this personal property tax abatement. And the personal property tax is the stuff that goes in the building. So there's two types of taxes in Indiana. There's what they call real property. That's the building itself. There's a value to the building, and then there's personal property, the stuff that goes in the building. And so they voted on this personal property tax abatement for this mysterious company that only went under the name of Project Tahoe.
Okay.
Well, then it comes out that Project Tahoe is HarperCollins, the publisher. And they're going to locate some sort of mega building near your favorite lifeless logistics park. They're off the Ronald Reagan that you so love every time you come to town.
I know. The logistics park.
And they're also going to build some mega building associated with it that is still in the approval process. But you put it all together, and it came out, one of these news organizations said that the Indiana Economic Development Corporation was intricately involved in this Project Tahoe, which is why it got to go under some assumed name, and that they're giving a bunch to the IEDC, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, a bunch of incentives. I can't remember which organization I read this at, that HarperCollins is getting a bunch of economic development incentives from the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. So think about this. You have, and of course, like you got to be Inspector Clouseau to figure out what's going on with the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. So it'll take a while to put it all together. But conceivably, it's millions of real dollars going out from you, a taxpayer, on this deal. You've got the personal property tax, which is now abated, which means 10 years before they're in paying the full freight. Well, by the time the full freight is in 10 years, the stuff will be so devalued, because that's how anybody who has ever owned a business, it's called depreciation. They'll be paying a fraction of what it was ever the value of the stuff. Oh, and then the building gets a 10-year abatement. So it takes 10 years for them to pay the full freight on the tax of the abatements. So you have incentive from the IEDC. You have incentive from the town of Brownsburg on the personal property tax. You have incentive from the town of Brownsburg on the building. So you have millions upon millions of dollars in corporate welfare and corporate subsidies for this building that who knows what it'll exactly look like and what it's going to be in 10 years. And you didn't get to know about it in the public until it was a fait accompli and it was all already done.
And again, a company like HarperCollins, do they need the help of the IEDC?
Well, that's the question, because then now what does it cost to do HarperCollins? Because they keep talking about, oh, these jobs and this and that. Look, jobs mean nothing unless the people live in your community. If some guy lives in Indianapolis but works in Brownsburg, it means literally nothing. There's no value to that, because the way they get taxed, it goes to Marion County or Boone County or whatever. So unless you're telling me, and this is the other side of it, well, we don't have enough houses for all these people. We've got to build another high-density housing development to put everybody in the place. Unless you're doing that, oh, we created 400 jobs. Well, a 400, for what these jobs pay, a 400-person housing development would be disastrous for the community in terms of a loss. So you're better off just letting these people go live somewhere else. I mean, unless you're going to hire people who are already living here. So all that money, the jobs mean nothing. The income tax goes to the place of residency, not of the place where you're earning the money. So like I'm taxed on Hendricks County, even though I work in Marion County. So you think about all of this. They do this huge sales job. You have, oh my gosh, HarperCollins is coming to Brownsburg, and they're building this massive building and blah, 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 blah. But when you start factoring in the IEDC incentives, once we figure out whatever those are, when you start factoring the fact that all this property in there is abated, and when you have depreciation in 10 years from now, when that abatement runs out, they'll pay a fraction of what it should be, and the building itself will be abated for 10 years, and the jobs don't really mean anything unless you're going to build another high-density housing development to house all these people. You have this thing that looks great for the politicians, it looks cool in a press release, but when you get down to the actual nuts and bolts, oh, and by the way, I think this thing's going to be in a tax increment finance district, which means all the money will stay in the area. It won't actually go back to the entities itself if I'm looking on a map correctly on where it's going to go. So what you have is something that's going to probably end up actually costing you money because they're going to use a lot of water. They're going to need sewer service. They're going to need electricity. All of these things that you will indirectly end up paying for and subsidizing, plus all the incentives they're going to get. It's a hell of a deal for the business. And Indiana does a phenomenal job at corporate stuff. Like, we're great at corporate taxes, corporate giveaways, corporate subsidy. Like, we're awesome at all of that. You know what we suck at? Helping the actual taxpayers, the people, the residents. We are the ones who keep getting screwed. We are the ones who keep subsidizing these giant mega corporations to have a better, more profitable existence.
HarperCollins, not a publicly traded company. It's a subsidiary of News Corp, and you can imagine how much their market cap is. Take a guess.
Ooh, News Corp. Boy, howdy. I will say, well, it's Price is Right rules that go over or lose. News Corp, the market cap, I will say $50 billion.
You're a little high. But
am I high? I'd be out of the game. What is it?
It is in the billions, $17 billion.
Oh, I'm way high. I'm not even close.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got to participate in that. But
10% increase over last year.
Okay, so
but this is a company that they need a tax abatement.
Right. Well, exactly. And I'm not even against tax abatements, but what I'm against is some sort of collective bullcrap that by the time you put it all together, especially in the world in which we're living now, where you have all of these things on the horizon, where every year utility rates are skyrocketing. I'm talking for most people across the board, water, sewer, electric, gas, all of these things. You have to factor that in as part of the subsidy because they're going to be using all of these things. And if you're paying more in that area so that they can exist, then that is another corporate subsidy that is taking place.
So we need some transparency in rate setting, some accountability for the spending, and also maybe some consumer first policy making.
But you know what really makes me mad, Casey, is they hide behind these code names.
Project Tahoe.
Like they already voted on this abatement. Now, there's a public hearing Thursday, so I'm going to go speak at that, and I'll be ignored in the order in which I'm received. But that's rotten. That's rotten that the public doesn't get to know, and you're voting on stuff with code names.
How about Project Taxpayer? Project Hoosier.
Oh, Casey.
Let's do that. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, Are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is zero and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, why hundreds of people got together Sunday in Johnson County, who deputies in Tippecanoe County arrested, and what that man is now charged with, the new center that IU Health is opening up in Indianapolis, and where the Indiana Fever currently sit in the standings following Sunday's loss in Minneapolis. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
Bound for Uganda. I'm Therese Crowley, Fox News. Homeland Security confirms Uganda is the destination for Salvadoran migrant Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who surrendered to ICE agents at a Baltimore ICE facility on charges of being an MS-13 member in the U.S. illegally, charged with human smuggling.
We know that he was taken into custody pretty much immediately after he walked into this federal building for that ICE check. And we also know that there is now a new lawsuit in federal court, and Kilmar Abrego Garcia is the plaintiff. As of this moment, he's out of prison awaiting trial in Tennessee for federal human smuggling charges. About 150 supporters came out to Baltimore early this morning for a 6:30 a.m. rally featuring Abrego Garcia. It's been largely peaceful, people singing, playing on guitars. DHS officials, though, have indicated they may deport him, but not back to his home country of El Salvador, possibly to Uganda.
And that is it. Fox has learned that President Trump plans to sign an executive order today to eliminate cashless bail for suspects for jurisdictions across the country. And he slammed Baltimore as the number 4 capital of crime. But when Maryland Democrat Governor Wes Moore charged him to walk the streets, challenged him, Trump snapped back, fix it first.
For President Trump, that stroll through Maryland meant a walk through Baltimore. And he did not like Governor Wes Moore's tone with that original invite. He wrote this: as president, I would much prefer that he clean up this crime disaster before I go for a walk there. Stop talking and get to work, Wes. Then I'll see you on the streets. That's just as D.C.'s Democrat officials dispute the need for federal control of the police force, just like Governor Moore has been touting these falling crime rates in Baltimore after that pandemic spike.
And that's Fox's Alexandria Hoff. President also looking at Chicago. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Protesting ICE in Johnson County. Skies are sunny, 63 right now in the Circle City. Sunny conditions likely for much of the day with the high being 72. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:02. Gathering near Camp Atterbury Sunday to oppose plans for a temporary facility, Ryan Hedrick reports.
About 200 people attended a rally at the facility's plan used for holding illegal immigrants.
So I came out here today to protest
what are essentially concentration camps in America.
That woman told Wish TV.
I have been to Warsaw, Poland. I have done World War II history. I have been to a Treblinka, which is a memorial to a concentration camp was there.
And Governor Mike Braun said they're still trying to figure out what role the Indiana National Guard will have in running the facility with ICE. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Department says they were searching for a 22-year-old man who was wanted on a felony warrant for a probation violation centered around auto theft and operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Deputies came to a residence Sunday before Noah Conley showed up. When he saw deputies, he fled in his vehicle, leading them on a pursuit through the county for nearly half an hour. He was eventually taken into custody and now faces many charges like resisting law enforcement with a vehicle, creating substantial risk of injury, and driving while suspended. A new career center in Indianapolis is aiming to address the state's healthcare workforce shortage. The IU Health Mosaic Center is opening its first physical location, offering free job training, career coaching, and other support services. The center is located on North Meridian Street. The Minnesota Lynx with the Fever's number this weekend. Indiana losing back-to-back games to them after a 97-84 loss on Sunday in Minneapolis. Head coach Stephanie White.
Look, this team busts their ass, man. I'm proud of this team, how hard we compete, that we put ourselves in position night in and night out. Minnesota's been the best team in the league for a reason. And it was a tough one.
Indiana still holding on to a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference standings, currently 8th at 19-18. They will face the Seattle Storm Tuesday. And Christian Rasmussen taking Ed Carpenter Racing to victory lane for the first time since 2021. It's his first ever win in the NTT IndyCar Series, also able to pass this year's Indy 500 and season champion Alex Palou in the closing laps. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level on the go and at WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Hey, good news, Casey.
Good. What's that?
Well, we may have found out how to stop the high-density housing developments being built on every corner.
Oh, okay.
We're going to tariff their way out of affordability.
Oh, no. Yeah, lots of home builders, buyers struggling with construction costs. They have risen 2.8% this past July. That's year over year. That's according to some federal data.
It is, yeah. So from July of 24 to July of 25, the price is up 2.8%. And they're pinning a lot of this on the tariffs that are in place.
Yes. Also, economic uncertainty.
Yeah. So that was the price of just materials. WURTV, by the way, has a big article on this. The Commerce Department said home building jumped more than 5% in July, but residential permits dropped by 3%. And that's permits are generally the indicator of future development, right? Because obviously you got to get a permit to build something. So if that's going down, then future home development is going to go down. So it does seem like the increase. I mean, you reach a point where people are just like, I can't do it, right? Like you just reach a point where I'm not gonna pay that. Like I can't. And one of the real scams on the new houses in a lot of communities or you get hit with all the fees, like the park impact fee or the road impact fee. Like if you look at the price of building a new home, and this is what, and I'm torn on this because, like, if you're building a new subdivision, I don't have that much of a problem with it. Because if you're building a new subdivision, all that stuff is going to cost the people that are there money, right? Like they're going to be using the roads, they're going to be infrastructure, whatever. So new homes are oftentimes in communities across central Indiana given these various fees that you have to pay as part of a price of building the house. So it could be like a $3,000, they call them park impact fee or whatever. I mean, it basically is a tax, but... If you say you got to tax the new guy or tax me, I'm for taxing the new guy every single time, Casey. And
it's their decision, right?
Well, this is my point on this: is if you were to tax me now for something, I don't have a say in it, right? I don't have an option on it. If you tax me, and I know it in the terms of building a home, I have the option to do it or not. So I don't have nearly as big a problem with that. You have the option to opt into that tax or not. If you opt into it, then that's on you. Point in all this is when you start putting all of these things together, you reach a point where people can't hit the price point and they're just not going to be able to build these new homes anymore.
Well, absolutely. And if you look at the fact that they've got home building has risen 5%, however, the permits is only 3%. Well, what does that tell you? That it's slowing down. So the single-family home sector is going to be slowing down along with that. You've got tariffs increasing the cost of a lot of construction projects, not just homes. Home Depot recently announced that they've got some price hikes on a lot of their products due to tariffs. And you're also looking at steel and aluminum prices expected to increase.
Yeah, one of the things that this will never happen, of course, because it's very clear that shadow government organizations like the IEDC aren't. It's really a mixture of two things. To go back to the thing we talked about last hour, where, like for example, the HarperCollins deal that they hid from everybody,
Project Tahoe,
Brownsburg, or any of these places. The IEDC should, if they were actually invested in benefiting the lives of Hoosiers, because one of the things they'll throw out there with these projects is the average job is going to pay X amount of dollars. Well, okay, if that's benefiting the people who actually live here, that's one thing. So like if the IEDC were going to say for every project we're giving money to, Meta, Google, you have to hire Hoosier workers, okay. That's a different ballgame. You're actually elevating people who live in this state. But we all know that's not what they're doing. We all know people are moving here from out of state. They're coming in, taking the jobs, or they're coming in from other countries on visas and taking the jobs. And if part of the deal with these companies is if you get any sort of incentives from the IEDC, then you got to hire Hoosier-based workers. It's one thing. But look, and I know it sounds callous to say, I don't want more people in my community. There are enough people in my community, and living for me never gets any easier
with more people.
With the more people that come here, my life does not get any better the more people that come into my community.
Just gets more congested.
Yeah. So why would I want that? Why would I want my traffic to be more congested? Why would I want my roads to be more tore up? Why would I want more strain being put on the water and sewer plant, which means our rates have to go up? We already talk about electricity. Why would I want any of that? And if these things are so good, why does living keep getting more expensive?
Hey, you mentioned people coming here from out of the country to work. It is Monday, August 25th. Do we know who paid for Secretary of State's trip to India?
We do not.
Okay. It's been a while since we asked.
Well, should we talk about the back and forth I had with Einstein R Us, J.D. Prescott? Did you know about this?
No.
Oh, we should probably save that for later then. I had a little.
No, let's talk about it.
J.D. Prescott, he is a state rep. What are the counties? What is he? Randolph County, and there's like 3 counties he represents. J.D. Prescott is a fascinating human because he regularly, and he's the only person I've ever seen do this, he regularly manages to jam his own feet, not only in his own mouth, but also between his butt cheeks at the same time. Like it's a real, wasn't there used to be a show, Can You Believe This, or whatever the thing was? There was a show where people would do incredible feats. This guy manages to say the most stupid stuff that he somehow has put his foot like one of those flexible. When you were a kid, you had those action figures. Kev, when you were a kid, did you ever have one of those
Stretch
bend them action?
Armstrong?
Yeah, figures
Yeah.
where you could bend them. He manages to bend himself to where his foot inserts into his own mouth and between his butt cheeks at the same time. We will have to talk about that later today because that was incredible. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just asking the question, do we know who paid for his trip to India?
No, we
the
don't.
answer is no.
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear there's a big party coming up this week?
Oh, are we invited?
It's well,
Did we get invited?
you can pay if you want to go.
Oh, it's one of those parties.
Yep.
It's like you're only invited if you fork over the cash.
And a lot of cash.
It's
is
not
that.
whether where we really like you. It's whether you can pay the troll toll.
Right. Okay, maybe I'm not selling it properly. Maybe it's not a party.
Oh.
It's a policy summit.
Oh, well, wait a second.
Policy summit.
You got to pay to go to a policy summit?
Isn't that interesting?
Aren't you supposed to learn about policy at the policy summit? Shouldn't they want humanity to go? Shouldn't they be paying for people to go so you can learn about what your government's doing?
Who are the type of people that are going to pay to go to a policy summit?
What are we talking about? How much are we talking about here? Like $8?
No. We're talking $2,500 to $100,000.
Wait. I got to pay $2,500 to learn about my government's policies?
Yeah. Or to do maybe some
Well,
convincing.
tell me more about this, Casey. I'm very confused about what's going on here because I would think that people would be wanting me to go so that I can educate the public on what the policies actually are. But you're telling me I would have to pay to learn about my government.
So Governor Mike Braun and some of his administration officials, they're headlining this policy summit.
Oh.
It's coming up Wednesday. And it's to raise funds for Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, which is Hope, yes.
Now, wasn't that the group?
It's a nonprofit group that supports his agenda.
No, yeah, weren't they the group? Wasn't Hope the group that, remember during the property tax thing, there was like one day where they sent out a bunch of tweets ripping on the senators that screwed everybody on property taxes, and then they changed their mind and started asking everybody to call and thank them?
Right.
Is that the group?
Saying how wonderful they were?
Yeah, see, this is another lie Braun told me. I don't know if I think I've told this on air before. One of the numerous lies that Braun told me was that he had this outside group that was going to come in and was going to spend all this money on the property tax fight, like to get people, whatever these group, the political action committee, I think is what they're called, and they were going to spend all this money
to get the word out.
To get the word out, right? Like if the people weren't playing ball, that they were they were prepared to spend millions of dollars. Now this goes back to when they were basically begging me to endorse them, and we had this was at state party. I met Braun. Josh was there, Josh Kelly, the Braun's chief of staff. I think Micah was there. And they told me, I'm sure Micah was there, and they told me that they were going to spend all this money to move these lawmakers who wouldn't play ball on property taxes. And if you remember, for like one day, they sent out some sternly worded tweet, and then they sent out a tweet the next day and were like, we're sorry, call these people and thank them for existing. I think these are the same Hope. I think the Hope was the group, if I recall.
So this is a day-long event. It's going to be at the JW Marriott, and will feature sessions on energy, road funding, gaming, education, healthcare, wage growth, maternal health, tort reform, housing, and the state budget. Now,
wait. Time out. I'm not trying to cut you off here. I still don't understand why I have to pay to go to this.
Yeah. Well, because some of the confirmed guests include your governor, Mike Braun, as well as his chief of staff.
Oh, Josh Kelly. Oh, the dumbest man in the State House. So you've got a dementia patient, the dumbest man in the State House. Who else?
Mitch Rube is going to be there.
Oh, he's the family and social services guy, isn't he? Yeah.
You've got some cabinet secretaries that are going to be there. It's not completely disclosed who's going to be at this event.
So I got to pay, and I don't know who's going to be there. And the headliner is a dementia patient and the dumbest man in the State House.
Your governor.
Who would pay 8 cents to go to that, Casey?
But the day it's an all-day event, Rob.
Oh, it's an all-day event.
All-day event.
How exciting! I got
Starts with VIP breakfast.
I got to listen to Braun lie to me all day.
You don't have to, but you can.
I mean, seriously, like, okay. Logically,
who's going to be there at this type of thing? Think about that.
Right.
Is it going to be just your average tax-paying Hoosier who's going to pay $2,500 to $100,000 to be at this event all day? No, it's going to be lobbyists and people who want some skin in the game.
Look, bribery is such a strong word, Casey. Legalized bribery is such a strong word, Casey. But, I mean, you're right. Like, let's just read the list of invited guests. Would you pay 9 cents to be around any of these people? The confirmed guests, right? These are the people that might be there if they're not too busy. All right. Lisa Hirschman. Katie Jenner.
Okay.
What is she? She's the Secker education person, right? David Adams. Mike Speedy. Mike Speedy's the guy who got his ass kicked when he ran for Congress and then got some comfy job in the Braun cabinet, right? Susie Jaworski, another person who got her ass kicked when she ran for State House and now has a comfy job in the Braun administration. Who would pay? You would never pay. You wouldn't pay that much to go to meet the Rolling Stones.
No, I know I wouldn't. But there are people who would, because they want decisions made
you would
on
make
their
more,
behalf.
You would make a lot more money. Again, legalized bribery is such a strong word, but giving this money to someone affiliated with the governor.
Well, I have the solution for you.
Oh, okay.
Powerball jackpot. It has climbed to an estimated $750 million. No winner after the weekend.
Yeah.
Drawing is tonight. 10th largest grand prize in Powerball history.
Kev, you got to get in on this. Got to get in on it.
$2 for a ticket.
$2, Kevin, to win $750 million.
The cash value, are you ready? You want to take just the cash instead of the payment? $338.6 million.
Oh, yeah, I'm gone. Because then you get taxed on that. You're paying 30%.
You know what could happen if you won that Powerball? At long last, you can rent the second story of Lockmiller's.
Yeah, two things. I know we got to get to a break, but two things that would happen. One, effective Monday morning, WIBC would be owned by Rob Kendall. And, yes, I would own the Lockmiller building so that I could put my disparaging signs for the lawmakers. And, boy, if you thought things were bad before.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Sun's up, the coffee is brewing, and Tony Katz is your morning information barista.
Tony Katz, good to be with you.
Clarity.
We're not interested in having this debate. We're only interested in honestly addressing the issue.
Context.
We should not present this in any other light. The objective is the destruction of Western civilization.
And a little caffeine.
Only the Constitution should rule.
Tony Katz in the Morning News. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 93 WIBC.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. And they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. Do gurgling pipes, the fear of a leak in your basement, or an AC unit that sounds like a lawnmower keep you up at night? Become a member at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling and have the comfort of knowing you have a technician on call to bring total comfort to your home. For only $8 a month, you get up to a 10% discount on all plumbing and HVAC services, 1 annual free mainline snaking, 1 annual inspection, and so much more. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling and become a member today.
Give your home a transformation with incredible savings at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus. Hey, this is Spencer Thompson, and now through Monday, it's the Smith Brothers of Bern factory authorized sale. Save 50% off every sofa, sectional, recliner, and more. Made in Indiana, lifetime warranty, and you can save up to an additional 20% off your purchase. Enjoy free delivery, interest-free financing, and cash discounts. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
You're telling me that adults are failing miserably?
Adults are now struggling to hit 4 different milestones.
Okay, real quick. It's the Kendall and Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. Coming up at 11 o'clock, we got a big star on the program, Casey. Nancy Grace is going to be with us.
Yes.
You know her from television, author of numerous best-selling books. She's got a brand new book out about a teacher in Pennsylvania, an elementary school teacher in her 20s in Pennsylvania, who was alleged to have killed herself by stabbing herself 20 times, including many times in the back.
Right.
And Nancy's got some problems with that.
Questions about that?
So, yes, all the stars, they all want to be on Kendall and Casey. So Nancy Grace will be with us at 11 o'clock.
It would be fascinating to talk more with her about things besides just the book. I mean, I know she wants to focus on the book, but, because she's had a fascinating career. Her home was recently swatted, so we'll have to see how much time we get with Nancy.
Okay. And yes, it is the 50th anniversary today, 50 years ago. What were you doing 50 years ago today, Casey?
Well, let's see. August, I was probably starting kindergarten.
Yeah. And at the time, an album came out today, 50 years ago, that changed your life, or changed my life. One of our lives was changed. It's the 50th anniversary of Born to Run. I have a new column. I don't write very much anymore, but they asked me to write something for that iconic album. And obviously, Bruce Springsteen has had a big impact on my life. So if you would like to read, if you would like to hear this verbal excellence in the written word,
go to WIBC.com.
WIBC.com. Also, at Rob M. Kendall. I've got it pinned up there on the top of the Twitter account if you want to go and get it that way. Okay, so we're failing as adults? What's going on?
So in 1975, nearly 50% of Americans aged 25 to 34 had achieved these 4 traditional adulthood milestones.
What were the ages? What are the ages?
Between 25 and 34.
Okay, very good.
They have 1, moved out of their parents' home.
Yes.
2, gotten a job.
Uh-huh.
3, gotten married. Or 4, had children.
They've done all of these things.
They've done all of those things.
Okay, so wait a second. It was move out, get a job, get married, have children.
Yeah.
Okay.
By 1975, nearly 50% of people
half
had done that.
Okay, very good. What's the number today?
Today, less than 25%.
Have done all of those things.
Have done, yep.
No kidding.
Completed all 4 milestones.
That is not surprising. Okay, I'll take a stab at this, and then you tell me if I'm way off on this. I think it's a mixture of things. One, primo is the cost of everything is prohibitive of people, because part of economic flexibility is independence and the ability to try and fail at things. I'm talking about in a professional sense and a personal sense. And when you eliminate, because relationships are investments, right? A lot of times they're big financial investments in people and ideas and moving out, and some people end up living together and all of these sorts of things. And I just think things are so expensive now that people are less inclined to take risk the way they used to, because you can always recover and you can always get back on your feet and blah, blah, blah. I also think Kevin's generation, no offense, Kevin, has, whether they did this willfully or they were subconsciously this happened, they have gutted the idea of importance of human interaction. And I think when you combine those two things together, I think you get what you're showing, which is people are not connecting, they're not making independent-minded choices, and they're waiting much longer, if ever, to have meaningful, lasting relationships with people.
Right. So you've got lack of financial stability with the rising housing cost and also wages and inflation. Those are all key factors. But there's also, as you mentioned, this decreased belief that having children is a necessity to reach adulthood.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I'm torn on it because obviously I love the daughter that I have and the wife that I have. I was older when we made a choice to have children, and I wish that I had had children at a younger age to be able to have more children. Luckily, my wife, I got like 10 seconds of effort in the whole thing. My wife has to do all the work, all the heavy lifting. So, and she's younger, so hopefully that won't be prohibited. But I'm going to be like 70 and still telling my children to get out of my house. Like that's the existence I have painted for myself.
Well, hopefully not.
I mean, you told your kid to scram at 22.
Yeah, I did. It said make it work.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Now, do you...
And she is.
Well, yeah, but obviously that involved her moving half a country away.
Mm-hmm.
In hindsight, do you... If you could do that over again, would you have advised her differently? Because she's clearly being... I bring this up because she's being clearly the polar opposite of what we're talking about here, in the sense of, while she hasn't found the man of her dreams, she's living on her own. She's, making the individual economic choices. If you had it to do over again, would you have been more passionate about, no, be more like your slug friends and just stay here longer?
Let's be honest. I wanted her to stay.
You did.
It was her dad who was more supportive of her getting out there and being independent.
Okay.
I'd have been fine if she was still living at home.
Okay, Jim, if you hear us now, Jim, if you had it to do over again, would you have told your daughter to stay and be more like her slug friends, or are you happy she's out doing what she's doing?
I think that he would have maybe changed his mind as well. But you said she hasn't found the man of her dreams yet. We tried this weekend, didn't we?
Well, it's going to work eventually.
Tried.
Well, you're trying very hard. There are no nice men in Baltimore. It's very sad. I have a life question for you.
Oh, boy.
When we come back. I'm curious to get your opinion on if I'm handling things in the right fashion.
Okay. It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
My mom just found the best place ever, Wilson's Farm Market. They've got the best ice cream, in tons of flavors like butter pecan, orange pineapple, but my favorite is the old-fashioned vanilla. And the candy? Whoa. There's a whole wall of it. Gummies, chocolates, giant jawbreakers, even old-school stuff my grandma loves. It's like a candy wonderland. And they let me pick out my own bag? Yes! Wilson's is just 20 minutes north of Carmel. Tell your crew it's time for a sweet road trip. Wilson Farm Market, you gotta go!
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What city might be next? 64 now, sunny skies in downtown Indy. 72 is the high today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 10:30. President Trump is hinting that Chicago may be the next city to get National Guard troops in what he's touting as a crackdown on crime.
It looks like the president has positioned himself to follow through on this promise to deploy the National Guard, possibly even active duty military, to the city of Chicago. There's reporting coming through the Washington Post quoting an anonymous Pentagon source who said that planning has been in the works for weeks for such a deployment. Now, Chicago's mayor, Brandon Johnson, notes that violent crime is down in the Windy City, and in fact it is, but when you look at the numbers, the murder rates in Chicago and D.C. triple and quadruple the murder rates in big cities like New York and Los Angeles.
That's Fox's Mike Tobin reporting. President Trump is also set to sign an executive order to end cashless bail in D.C., which he has called for since taking office for a second term. U.S. Attorney for D.C. Janine Pirro joining Fox and Friends to express support for the president's move.
If you think about what is going on in this country, it is when this movement started to reduce and eliminate cash bail that all the trouble started.
D.C. has had cashless bail since 1992. Judges can order suspects detained before trial if they believe there's a threat to the community or flight risk. The attorney for Salvadoran national Kimor Abrego Garcia briefly speaking to supporters after his client checked in for an interview at an ICE facility in Baltimore, Maryland Monday, and confirming that ICE has taken Abrego Garcia into custody, but he insists that the man was wrongfully deported to a notorious prison in El Salvador in violation of a judge's order and was brought back to the U.S. in June. The Trump administration is now trying to deport him to Uganda. And beloved actor Jerry Adler passed away over the weekend at the age of 96. He was best known for his appearances in The Good Wife and The Sopranos. I'm Jarrett Lewis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Zillow ranks Indianapolis number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Dietel. Maybe you want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Sarah in Fountain Square said, after investing in a property in Fountain Square, I ran into some financial trouble and needed to sell the place fast for maximum dollars. I hired the Mark Dietel team, and they were able to sell my property within weeks for over list price. Call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel, 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year, or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Buying a diamond has changed. There are mined and lab-grown diamonds. Pierce Jewelers carries both. Pierce can educate you and save your hard-earned money. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Okay, life question for you, Casey.
Okay.
Etiquette question, really.
Sure.
Because you're a celebrity. People have been recognizing you for generations now. So I was at the store yesterday buying my 6 little bags of groceries for $90.
Yeah.
And a very nice lady came up to me. Mindy was her name.
Yeah.
And she was very pleasant. She said, I'm very sorry to bother you, but my niece would be just beside herself if I told her I saw you at the store and I didn't come up and say hello. She goes, we listen to you all the time. We love you. We listened to you guys during COVID. You were the only one speaking the truth. It was just a very lovely conversation. And I said, or approach. I said, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you listening. And then I always get stuck because it's like, how long from an etiquette perspective do I then engage in a conversation with a person?
Yeah.
Because I am always of the perception, I always tell the joke. I'm like, oh, you're the one. We found the one listener. What about? And people laugh and da-da-da.
Sure.
And then, like, I'm honored that somebody would come up to me and say, hey, I appreciate your show. You're listening, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like, well, if I just say thanks and like, well, see ya, that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
Then I feel like I got to have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
So the question to you is, how long do I have to have the conversation with the person before I've sort of fulfilled a courteous obligation to let my fans know I appreciate you and all you've done? Like, how long do I have to engage in a conversation back with you?
Well, I think you need to take a few minutes. This person went out of their way to say hi to you and give you compliments, make you feel good about yourself. I hope you asked about them.
I did.
So that it wasn't all about you.
I did. No, I totally did, and I got all the information. I've got this down, Casey.
Okay.
I didn't just fall off the turnip truck.
How did she just recognize you, or were you talking? Were you mumbling up and down the aisle, complaining about the prices as you're putting it in your cart?
Casey,
She recognized that booming voice.
As Brownsburg's favorite son, every time I go out, I mean,
You're just well known.
I've lived there 40 years.
Well, you are the most powerful broadcaster.
People are going to know who I am. I can't go out anywhere in the town where people don't recognize me. But that was okay. So I was within the etiquette, proper etiquette of I did engage in a brief back and forth. Asked her about her niece. She told me what she did. Said, "Oh, it's great that there are young people out there, putting the word out to their fellow young people that whatever,
Their
right?"
peers,
so 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think that's nice. And then you just say, "Hey, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day."
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You did well.
I thought you were going to be way more difficult about this.
No. I think it's good. She acknowledged you, and then you have a nice little brief conversation with her, and then you move on about your day.
Because once you're done telling me how great I am, I've really gotten everything I need out of the conversation, right?
Right. That's why I said you did ask her about her, right? You did show a little bit of interest. It is a weird thing because radio is a very intimate experience.
That's right.
Especially if you're, in your car driving around and
who wouldn't want to be intimate with me?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question. People listen to you and they feel like they know you.
That's right.
But you don't know them.
Well, we've had the conversation.
So you need to get to know them.
We've had the conversation before. It was you were gone last week. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago?
2
Whatever.
weeks.
Last week.
Whatever.
It was gone. You were gone last week. Troy Kennett, my dear friend who plays keys for Mellencamp, finally, after years of me telling him he needs to come on our show, finally did come on our show. I don't think it's a coincidence because you weren't here, Casey. I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm just pointing that out.
That's just when you scheduled it.
And I was talking to him about the idea of okay, so if 50,000 people a day are listening, that's a crap ton of people, but we don't see anybody. It's just us.
Yeah.
It's just 3 people.
Aren't you so lucky?
Kev is our voyeuristic producer who I feel like is just looking in on our conversation. If you put me in front of 50,000 people like he would have, at a Farm Aid or whatever,
right?
Like I would probably pee all over myself. If you're like, you have to do this show in front of a sold out Lucas Oil Stadium, like you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so many people. So anyway, it's all in the beholder.
Are you kidding? I would pee on myself. You would love it.
Yeah, I'd probably be fine.
You would be like, this is what I expected.
Yeah, you people aren't loud enough. Okay, while you were gone, you were gone for so long.
4 days.
Yeah, you were gone for so long.
See, that's what it feels like when I'm not here.
I didn't
you miss me so
I didn't even know
much.
if I'd remember your name by the time you got back. Jerry Lopez was in for you, and he really does not like Diego Morales, the Secretary of State. And it's one of our audience's favorite parts of every show is when we take a giant dump all over Diego Morales because he is a total grifter,
right?
Completely corrupt, totally unethical.
I did hear Jerry say that he was getting invited to less things because of his affiliation with you.
Yeah, that's the way it works. If you're in politics and you start hanging out with me, you don't get invited to stuff anymore because they know you can think for yourself.
He used to get invited to go speak at different events, and the invitations are coming less and less.
Yeah, because seriously, they recognize if you're associating with me that you aren't able to be bought and sold and controlled, and you think for yourself, and they don't want that. Like seriously, people who you'll back me up on this. The women before you will back me up on this. The chicks, they used to get invited to stuff all the time. I was the producer. It wasn't even my fault. They got stuck with me. But there is nothing, in all seriousness, there is nothing that the people down the street from us at the Indiana Capitol fear more, any of these politicians fear more, than individuals who think for themselves. That's what we do. We get people to think for themselves and think different than they've thought before. So I don't doubt that at all that they've cut Jerry off, because he's admitted that he's friends with me and he likes our show and he's learned from our show. So I don't doubt that at all. But Jerry felt very strongly that we needed a little intro when we do this part of our program where we take our, I like to call it the daily dump, if we can do it, on the totally corrupt, unethical, and grifting Secretary of State Diego Morales. And so he cut a little intro song for us.
I have not heard this.
Oh, I haven't either.
Oh.
Because I guess we did do something on Friday, but they did not have the theme song ready to go.
Yeah, that was like a rough demo.
Yeah,
I heard him just sing. It sounded like he was just singing to the intro.
So we do have a
full produced
Are we ready?
version.
Is this ready, Kevin? This is the new Diego Morales theme song.
Dirty Diego, oh, Dirty Diego, oh, Dirty Diego, oh, Dirty Diego, oh.
Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, as someone who definitely has an ear for talent, Jerry, I think, has perfect pitch.
That's great. No, I love that. That's our new Diego
incredible.
Morales theme song.
No auto-tune involved, huh?
No, that's real raw talent.
The Dirty Diego. I love that.
Oh.
So I did. This doesn't really. I mean, it does involve Diego, but I had to tell you about this interaction I had with J.D. Prescott over the
what's
weekend.
going on?
He's a state rep. Well, he's got like 3 counties. Well, like Randolph County, Blackford County. Anyway, and we've said J.D. is an incredibly impressive person. He's the only human I know who can jam his foot down his own throat and up his butt cheeks at the same time. So he had some sort of, this picnic or something, go and smooch his butt cheeks and tell him how great he is.
JD did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he put this flyer out, and he was with special guest, Secretary of State Diego Morales.
Oh, okay.
So
he's trying to draw the people in.
I politely asked him numerous times about this, because he posted this thing multiple times. And this was, I guess, the day of the event or whatever. I said, JD, can we count on you to ask Diego who paid for his mysterious trip to India? And finally, he responded. The first several times he didn't respond. He wrote, I have asked about the trip to India. It was not paid for with state funds.
Okay. But who did pay for it?
My response. Are you ready?
Yeah.
No kidding, Einstein. Welcome to the party. Who, in all caps, paid for it? You don't care that a Secretary of State disappeared to a foreign country for 10 days during session while his buddy with the mysterious state contract is there with him selling visa access, and a venture capitalist was there with them too, and he won't tell you who paid for it? This is, it's a reoccurring, of course, we're talking about this mysterious trip to India that Diego took, won't tell you who paid for it, won't tell you what he did there. This moron clearly knows that happened. He's in the Indiana General Assembly. He's there every day when all this was going on and was this massive story on the news. And his response is, though, he's going to play stupid. No state money was used. Yes, idiot, we want to know who funded the trip and what, if anything, that person got for it.
Yeah.
My God, you can't hate the people in the General Assembly enough.
Did he respond?
No.
Oh, that's
that was
where the
it.
conversation ended.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just like, nobody's ever going to get this. None of these people in the State House, they all know what he is. They all know how he operates.
Is JD going to get an endorsement from Diego Morales? And campaign money?
Who knows, Casey? Hammer is next.
It's
I love
Kendall
the theme song.
Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon, Monday Gun Day with Guy Relford, and we will recap the biggest stories of the weekend and the day here in Indy. 93 WIBC.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $404 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Pat Sullivan here with an offer from my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling that you don't want to miss. For a limited time, Hope Plumbing will buy back your old air conditioning unit for up to $1,500 with the purchase of a complete heating and cooling system. It's time to call them if you're hot. Don't wait for the next heat wave to be caught sweating at home. Act now before the offer ends. Stay cool and call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
Well, summer's still hot, and so are the deals at Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get 0% for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Aviator and Nautilus, or 0.9% for 72 months on 2025 Grand Touring Corsair. Or how about a $50,000 Lincoln Corsair from just $499 per month? So come get one of those hot summer deals at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
MSRP $52.20, 36-month term, $2,500 due at signing, $499 a month, 10,500 miles per year. Good through 8/31/25.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Snap it. Send it. Hear it. Your photos, your video, your voice on WIBC. Join the text club by texting WIBC to 317-239-9393.
Nobody ever wins that way.
Nobody.
I can't believe it happened to me.
So, gambling stuff. That's the Twitter handle where you can find the degenerates next door. I'm Jason Hammer, by the way.
And one half of the Hammer and Nigel afternoon show.
So this past weekend was a thing called Week 0 of college football.
Yeah.
It was a soft rollout, so to speak. There was like 4, maybe 5 games.
Yep.
And we picked a couple of those games on the podcast. And Rob went 2-0. I went 1-1. So the brain trust between us, 3-1, which is pretty solid.
And like, I'm not getting ahead of myself. It's like if the Pirates would have started the season 2-0. Maybe they did. I don't know. You know it's not going to last, but you're going to celebrate it for a week. And that's the thing about the gambling with football season. You got a whole week to celebrate or a whole week to stab your eyes out.
And the way you won the first bet of the year.
That's right.
That never happens.
I'm bad.
Nobody.
Right. Thank you.
Nobody wins that way. People always get beat that way, but nobody ever wins.
Yeah, so it was Iowa State and Kansas State. I took the under 50.5. And I told you guys just shortly after halftime, because they hadn't scored many points in the game, I said, you watch, I will find a way to lose this game. And then we got a little group chat with our professionals, and then they just started scoring points. And I left. I've had enough. I've seen this play out before. I'm not going to watch myself fail. Just let me know when I failed. And Hammer, would you like to tell everybody on how for once I didn't fail?
So there was a play in the closing minute, 2 minutes of the game. It's an Iowa State player diving for the goal line. And if he scores the touchdown, that's it. Cash the over, Rob's a loser.
That's right.
They score it a touchdown. Looks like he might have got in. They review it and said he was down at the 1. So this means, okay, there's 2 minutes on the clock. It's up to the offensive team. Do they punch it in to seal the win? Because they were only up by less than a touchdown.
That's right.
Or do they try to run out the clock? They took 3 straight knees and Rob cashed.
That's right.
So the review took the points off the board. You got 3 straight kneel downs at the 1 foot line. Cash that under.
Thank you.
Going out strong. I'm proud of you.
So if you'd have bet $2 million on each of my plays, you'd be $2 million ahead.
Not quite, because they weren't both plus 100. But I see your point.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be doing very well. You could be halfway to buy or sixth of the way to buying that Logo Man card that sold for $12 million.
Or you could have breakfast with the governor at his big soiree, his policy summit coming up.
So we're 3-1 combined. A good start to the Degenerates to start the season.
Yes, and this week it's a monster.
Yeah.
It's the full rollout. It's the all skate. If you used to go to like the skate land back in the day.
Nice.
Everybody's out there. Everybody's playing, and the big game is Texas and Ohio State, and we'll have action on that later in the week.
And then you got Notre Dame, Miami Sunday night.
Good games Thursday. There's some Friday action. It's a great Labor Day slate, and we will have a couple free plays for you along with our professional handicappers.
Is it wrong of me to brag about that victory? Because I shouldn't have got it.
No, run wild with it. Be Hulkamania in 1985. Run wild, brother.
Yeah.
Because that never happens.
Thank you.
Nobody ever wins by the hook, and nobody ever wins the way that you did.
Yeah, you'll have to remind me of that in a couple weeks when I'm screaming about some injustice.
But no, man, it was a great weekend. Hawaii came through for me.
They did at the end. Kicker finally didn't do your dirty.
Kicker actually did a favor for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, it was the boy's 21st birthday.
That's right.
And this was kind of a soft rollout of a 21st birthday because he started class this morning for his junior year. So we couldn't get too wild. It was a Sunday anyway. He's going to Nashville this weekend, so he'll get the 21st birthday experience when he goes down for the IndyCar race this weekend.
Yeah.
But no, we had a good time yesterday. Had a couple cookouts. I brought some cupcakes in the studio for you. My mom made those for you.
Hammer.
Pam stepping up to the plate.
I love that.
And then the boy made his first liquor store run.
He did. I was impressed by all of it. First, let's listen to it and then we can discuss.
Happy birthday.
ID.
First alcohol purchase. $52.89.
Whoa!
Just bringing them up.
Bringing them up. And he's at the counter.
Proud daddy.
Thank you.
Well, 52, whatever. He went big on his first purchase.
He got some Woodford Reserves. I think he's seen the old man drink that a time or two. And also purchased a little something from Moonshine Monday today on the show.
Did he get any of the Hammer and Nigel tequila?
Sold out. But
he wanted to.
When that goes back on sale, we're hearing a holiday line. Hopefully that plays out. We'll have all that news ready for you. But no, the boy, man, 21 years old.
Everything about that clip, he was wearing a T-shirt that said, the beer run.
So that's it's a NASCAR T-shirt of Ross Chastain. He drives for Busch Light, and like that's like the theme of the team, beer run.
Yep. So he's got the beer run T-shirt on. I don't know if you could hear it, but you've got the Grateful Dead singing in the background. I will survive.
Yes, that was on the in-store audio. Yep.
He's got the nice purchase of the Woodford, and then the lady checking him out with the smoker's laugh and saying that you're a proud dad in the moment.
Yeah, it was a fun day yesterday, but now he's back at school, so junior year's off and rolling.
What are we doing this afternoon?
Guy Relford will join us for Monday Gun Day. So there's drama with Sean Kemp, former NBA player. Yeah. At first, it seemed like he may have been an a-hole, but now it looks like he may have done nothing wrong. Guy Relford's going to weigh in on exactly what happened.
All right, Nancy Grace is up next.
Thanks, Hammer. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today.
We play fair in Indiana, but Washington insiders want to cheat. They want taxpayers to spend millions to redraw legislative maps approved just 4 years ago. That's not democracy. It's a power grab, and they're hoping you won't notice. Thankfully, some of our leaders are saying no to D.C. politics. Tell politicians Hoosiers don't cheat. Protect our votes and get back to focusing on our real problems. Join the team at playfairindiana.com. Paid for by Indiana Conservation Voters.
When it comes to retirement, it's not just what you've saved, it's what you keep that matters. Howard Bailey Financial invites you to join our free educational event featuring nationally recognized IRA expert and CPA Ed Slott, where he will focus on strategies to help reduce unnecessary taxes, avoid common mistakes, and plan smarter for the years ahead. This event is ideal for anyone in or nearing retirement who wants to make the most of what they've saved. Reserve your spot at the Forum in Fishers on Thursday, September 11th by calling or texting ED to 888-262-1104. Space is limited, so reserve your spot today by calling or texting ED to 888-262-1104. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Jeff Chapman here. Your home has a lot of systems. We cover them all. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drains, and now electrical. Remember the man for all seasons, and now more reasons. Chapman. ChapmanHeating.com.
In 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what an Indiana congressional candidate said during his protest set up outside near Camp Atterbury, how the state is helping federal agents with immigration efforts, and a quick look at the college football matchups coming up in Week 1 for some of Indiana's top universities. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis.
Arrested by ICE, Gianna Gelosi, Fox News DHS Secretary Christine Ohm saying Kilmer Abrego Garcia is in ICE custody and being processed for removal to Uganda.
We know that he was taken into custody pretty much immediately after he walked into this federal building for that ICE check-in. We also know that there is now a new lawsuit in federal court, and Kilmer Abrego Garcia is the plaintiff. As of this moment, he's out of prison awaiting trial in Tennessee for federal human smuggling charges. About 150 supporters came out to Baltimore early this morning for a 6:30 a.m. rally featuring Abrego Garcia. It's been largely peaceful, people singing, playing on guitars. DHS officials, though, have indicated they may deport him, but not back to his home country of El Salvador, possibly to Uganda.
And that's Fox's David Spunt. Meanwhile, Maryland Governor Wes Moore is pushing back as President Trump looks to expand his crime crackdown to more cities. In addition to Washington, D.C., the Democrat inviting the president to his state for a public safety walk.
To President Trump, that stroll
stroll through Maryland meant a walk through Baltimore, and he did not like Governor Westmore's tone with that original invite. He wrote this: as president, I would much prefer that he clean up this crime disaster before I go for a walk there. Stop talking and get to work, Wes. Then I'll see you on the streets. That's just as D.C.'s Democrat officials dispute the need for federal control of the police force, just like Governor Moore has been touting these falling crime rates in Baltimore after that pandemic spike.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoff. Meanwhile, a White House official confirms to Fox that President Trump is expected to sign an executive order this morning that would end cashless bail. And they say he's going to do so by threatening to revoke federal funding for jurisdictions across the country that don't comply. America's listening to Fox News.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They don't think the facility will be used correctly. Skies are sunny at 66 on Monument Circle. 72 the high today, a few clouds this afternoon. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's 11:02. Over 200 people gathering at Johnson County Park in Indiana to protest the use of Camp Atterbury as an ICE detention facility. District 9 U.S. congressional candidate Brad Meyer organized the rally, where protesters expressed their opposition to ICE's presence in the state.
They helped 85,000 wounded soldiers. A couple of years ago, they had a whole bunch of Afghan people come in. That was their first point of contact in the United States. They have a long history of caring for people, and now they're going to be used as a detention center.
Demonstrators held signs with messages like "No Hoosier concentration camps." Indiana is one of 19 states sending National Guard troops to help federal immigration officers. White House Border Czar Tom Homan confirmed the news this weekend. 1,700 Guard members in total are expected to be sent to assist U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Tippecanoe County Sheriff's deputies catching 22-year-old Noah Conley Sunday evening after a vehicle chase. Deputies were looking for Conley on a warrant tied to an alleged probation violation. During their search, deputies went to a home, spoke with a few people before Conley arrived, and when he did, he tried to flee in his vehicle. He was eventually taken into custody and later taken to the Tippecanoe County Jail. The Indiana Fever suffering back-to-back losses to the Minnesota Lynx over the weekend. Sunday's loss 97-84. Kelsey Mitchell finished with 26 points. The team still without many of their players due to injuries. Tomorrow night they will play the Seattle Storm. And it's game week at Notre Dame as the Irish are locking in ahead of this season's kickoff. Lynn Clark reports.
6 days and counting until Notre Dame kicks off the 2025 college football season. Coach Marcus Freeman and his staff have pushed through camp, sorted depth charts, and are fine-tuning details now that quarterback C.J. Carr is leading the offense. Intensity will rise this week as practices sharpen, film study deepens, and the focus shifts from preparation to execution. And for fans, the energy is already building as the Gold Helmets will soon take the field in Miami. Len Clark, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The sixth-ranked Irish take on the Hurricanes Sunday night. Meanwhile, Purdue hosts Ball State Saturday at noon, and number 20 IU will battle Old Dominion in Bloomington at 2:30. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Do you have an idea for a book, fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
An incredible story you got to hear to believe. 93 WIBC. It's Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. Casey's here. And there's an unbelievable new book out by a world-renowned author and television star about an elementary school teacher who allegedly stabbed herself 20 times. And our next guest says, I don't think so. The book, What Happened to Ellen, An American Miscarriage of Justice, is written by, you know her from television and her #1 books across the country, Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace joins us now on the WIBC hotline. Nancy Grace, hello.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me, Rob. I got to tell you, the first time I saw Ellen, it reminds me a little bit of the first time I saw Kelly Anthony, you know, the daughter of Top Mom Casey Anthony. Ellen's eyes, these beautiful brown eyes, just looking out at me, almost as if she was saying, you know, do something, help me. Ellen, beautiful, the world in front of her. She had just sent out her save the date for her wedding. She finally found Mr. Right. Her parents have gone through their entire savings and just sold their house, trying to fight for justice and clear her name. Ellen was teaching first grade near Philly. She got all the children on their way home. There was a nor'easter, a blizzard coming. She got home to her apartment. She shared with a fiance. She called every single parent to make sure their child got home, started making a big fruit salad. The fiance says he comes home, he sees her, he talks to her, he goes downstairs to work out in the weight room. I've got him on video going down there. When he comes back up from working out, she has been stabbed 20 times at least. Why do I say at least, Rob? Because when stab wounds overlap, you can't really tell how many times somebody's been stabbed. It's like trying to tell how often someone has bitten into Jell-O. You just can't really tell. But we know of 20 stab wounds, 11 of those, Rob, to her back, including slicing her own dura, the protective sheath around the spinal cord, as she kept stabbing herself. That did not happen. I'm just telling you.
Nancy Grace is our guest. She has a new book out. This is so interesting. It's called What Happened to Ellen, An American Miscarriage of Justice. All right, so let's touch on that. This event, I guess we'll call it, is ruled a suicide. How did they possibly come up with that?
Well, when police got there, they were told by the fiance, and they observed that there was no break-in. Nothing was missing. So they went, oh, okay, suicide. And not only that, when Ellen's body got to the medical examiners, that would be Dr. Osborne, he ruled it a homicide. He said she was murdered, which of course she was. Then, a few days later, there was a closed-door meeting, which I don't like anything with the door closed.
Right.
Between a rep from the district attorney's office and the police. On the scene, the police had said it was a suicide because they were told no break-in, the door was locked from the inside. That's what they were told. And they said suicide. So when the ME goes, no, this is a homicide, they have this closed-door meeting, and he was pressured to change his ruling. He said that in a sworn deposition, that the DA, the assistant DA and the police, pressured him to change his ruling, and he changed it from homicide to suicide. And by the way, that female ADA has gotten immunity on the case. And let me tell you something. I was 10 years prosecuting felonies in inner city Atlanta. I was a Fed 3 years before that. I never had to take immunity, so I couldn't get prosecuted on one of my cases.
Nancy Grace is our guest.
Really?
She has a brand new book out, What Happened to Ellen, An American Miscarriage of Justice. Okay, so how do you decide when you're going to do a book? You're obviously a TV star. You've written many, many books that are critically acclaimed, very well, received. You sort of have your pick of what you're going to do. Why did you decide this case to write about?
Because there's injustice, and I am not making any money off this. My proceeds are going to National Center of Missing Exploited Children, so I don't have a money dog in the fight. But I'm telling you, her parents have been fighting this thing and fighting it for years. And you know me, I hate politics. I just hold my nose and vote for the one that stinks the least. I don't like the Republicans. I don't like the Democrats. They're all lying. I don't even want to talk about politics. It makes my skin crawl. why Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, has not jumped into the fray, I do not know. How can he stand by and let this happen? I don't know. I don't know how he sleeps at night.
How long does it
doing it? Because nobody else is doing anything.
How long does it take you to put a book like this together from start to finish?
Oh, dear Lord in heaven, a long time. My first nonfiction, believe it or not, I worked on that for 10 years. But in the interim, I wrote another nonfiction called Objection. I launched a show. I got married. I had twins. A whole lot happened in that 10 years before I could finish 11th Victim, which is based on, a lot of the things I lived through as a prosecutor in Atlanta. So it depends, but I really worked literally around the clock on this book to get it out so it can make a difference. And by the way, I don't normally do this. I voiced the audiobook myself. I had to stop multiple times because I get so choked up reading about what happened. This was their only child. And they have spent everything they've ever made trying to get her name cleared. And nobody is helping them. That girl did not stab herself 20 times. That did not happen, including 11 times in the back, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, that seems like a bit of a stretch. Nancy Grace is our guest, television star, acclaimed author. Her new book, What Happened to Ellen, An American Miscarriage of Justice. So do you have a theory on exactly what took place and why, like as you said, she didn't kill herself, so clearly you think there's a cover-up, why the cover-up took place?
Yes, of course I have a theory, but I've learned the hard way. You do not go into an investigation with blinders on, thinking, oh, this one did it, that one did it, this is what happened. Because things change over the course of an investigation. I'm on the outside looking in, and if I blurt out my theory right now, it could change the course of this investigation. And I don't think, plus, not only that, as I said, things change. You learn new facts. For instance, was she being stalked at school? She's absolutely gorgeous. Was there a delivery person in the building that day that I don't know about? Who had access? Was there video footage of who was going in and out of that hallway? There could be any number of things that happened. I saw the fiancé on video going to work out like he said he did. But did anyone go into her apartment? Was someone waiting for him to leave? I don't know all those answers. So it would be literally reckless to blurt out a theory right now.
Before we let you go, how often in this case, look, obviously the world follows you, the world knows you. How often when someone like you takes on a case like this, writes a book about a case like this, how often does it sort of change the tide in terms of how law enforcement and the public looks at a case like this?
Well, I think that it's not necessarily what my theory is that changes the public opinion. A lot of times the public doesn't know about a case until I publicize it, until I get it out there. And then it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out, to understand that she did not commit suicide. Oh, did I remember to say she had bruise marks around her neck to suggest that she was subdued before she was stabbed? You think she strangled herself too? Okay. What I don't like about this is politicians, the dirty dogs they are standing by and doing nothing while these parents waste away financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and they do not lift a finger. And I got to ask why.
Nancy, where can people get the book at?
They can get it online on Amazon. You can get, I love audiobooks. I just finished an audiobook while I was walking, more walking while I was jogging. And I love audiobooks. So that, anywhere you buy books, Amazon, you name it. We've done multiple programs on it, on Crime Stories with Ellen's Parents, which is on YouTube and every podcast origination. So I'm trying. Please join me, Rob. Help me.
Well, that's what we do here. We try to help people, and you've helped a lot over the years. The great Nancy Grace, the book, What Happened to Ellen, An American Miscarriage of Justice. Thank you.
And P.S. Diddy did it.
It's a Kendall and Casey show, 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel.
The state of Texas can require voter ID for mail-in ballots.
It's not required already.
But Joe Biden got 82 million legal votes, Nigel. If you think otherwise, you might as well put the tinfoil hat on, okay? I don't think it's asking too much to have some sort of proof that you're a legal citizen in your mail-in ballot. Find a way.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey guys, it's Rob. Had another great Sunday at Life Church, the Eagle Creek location. And one of the things we love about Life Church is there's 4 campuses across central Indiana: Noblesville, Fishers, Eagle Creek, and Pendleton. Plus, they got great online services. And beginning September the 15th, this is a really cool thing. They've got a 9-week class going on with Life Church. It's called Alpha, the Alpha course, where they will answer any questions you have about God or the Bible. Nothing's off limits. It's totally free, no cost, and childcare is available for free as well. You can text ALPHA, A-L-P-H-A, A-L-P-H-A, to 317-961-8330, 317-961-8330 to learn more or register online, lifechurchin.com.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Offer ends September 1st. IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Hey Eddie, can you lend me a few bucks tonight?
So you're telling me Indianapolis is a super violent place.
Well, it did make it to a list. It's on a list,
You're on
Rob.
the list?
Yeah. Frank Luntz, he put out this list, and he says the cities with the highest violent crime rates, and guess where Indianapolis is on this list?
Did we crack the top 10?
We did.
Oh, boy, howdy. Where
Yeah.
are we at?
Number 10, or number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Who are we ahead of? Who's 10?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, we beat Phoenix.
Mhm.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah. You've got Memphis, Detroit, Baltimore, Houston, Nashville, Denver, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and then Indianapolis.
What do I think every single one of those cities have in common, Casey? What was the list again there?
Memphis, Detroit, Baltimore, Houston, Nashville, Denver, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Indianapolis.
What do all of those things have in common?
Is there one single common denominator?
I think the answer you're looking for there is they're all run by Democrats.
Yeah.
And look, I'm no fan of the Republican Party, and I think that's pretty well documented on this program. But cities, major metropolitan cities. Look, a major metropolitan city is never going to be run the way I would like to see them run. Greg Ballard was with us last week, former mayor of Indianapolis, and he laid that out. He's like, look, Donald Trump could, without saying it directly, what he was basically saying is a Donald Trump type Republican cannot get elected in a major metropolitan city. It can't happen. And as he said, I think the rightward shift of the Republican Party has hurt the ability to be competitive in major metropolitan cities because national politics dominates so much now that it would make it hard for a Greg Ballard to come back and win today. But actual governance on a municipal level, especially as a mayor, is pretty simple. They make it way too complex. It's really, we talked about this before, it's 4 core things. It's public safety, it's trash, it's roads, it's snow removal. Like everything else, extra, and you don't get any bonus points for it if you can't do the 4 things accurately. And if I were to prioritize them, I would say it's
public safety.
I would say it's roads. It is trash is something that doesn't get enough attention, and then snow removal because it's so. I mean, you've only got a couple spells a year where you've got to really worry about.
And
about
that doesn't
the
really
trash.
affect every city either.
No, you're right. So, look, these cities are run by incompetent buffoons, and they're also run by people that are invested in the outcome they currently have. There's no way you could run the city of Indianapolis as poor as Joe Hogsett does unintentionally. Like Greg Ballard, I thought, laid out pretty well. We asked him, he said, why has violence been on the rise since you left office? And he said, it's not anything that, he was some world beater or whatever. He just said, look, we did some things that were working, and for political reasons, they came in and removed those things and put other money towards other people and the things that don't work. It's politics. Joe Hogsett made a political choice. Joe Hogsett has largely cut out people like Charles Harrison and the 10-Point Coalition. That's a political choice. He doesn't like him politically. He views him as a threat. So they cut him out for the most part. Not all of it, but for the most part, and they cut the money out from the 10-Point Coalition. When Ballard was mayor, and especially in the early days when you had basically full cooperation with the sheriff's department, you had Carl Brizzi as the prosecutor. Again, Carl had his own issues, and those are pretty well documented. But one of the things he's pretty good on was dealing with violent crime. They would literally go to the offenders, and they would say, or the people that they felt were most likely to defend, if they had a big event coming up, and going, hey, we're aware of you, and we're going to be watching you. So if I were you, I'd be spending the weekend at my Aunt Sally's house 3 states away, right? And that stuff worked. There's a reason that they had those certainly by today's numbers, homicide numbers that are less than half of what we had today. It's a 1-2 thing. Roads are the same thing. It's all about allocation of resources, the competency, the people you put in charge. It's all, and Hogsett doesn't do any of it well. There's no way it's accidental.
Well, Ballard seemed to put a lot of emphasis on his public safety officer that he had.
Yeah, and that's... Look, he was clearly the mayor and I was not. I'm not sure if that was the magic bullet that solved the whole thing. I think generally it was a collective approach in which once upon a time you had law enforcement, you had the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, and the mayor all moving in the right direction, in the same direction at the same time. And that was a direction towards justice, towards holding these people accountable, to preventing the thing from happening to begin with. And you just don't have that today.
Well, now you've got, according to Fox News, up to 1,700 National Guardsmen set to mobilize in 19 states in the coming weeks. And they are to assist the Department of Homeland Security with Donald Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration and now crime. Of course, Donald Trump having words with the governor of Maryland over Baltimore. And he's also threatened to rethink the federal funding for the bridge.
You raised an interesting
Key Bridge.
question. You made a good point. Not that you don't normally make good points. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, what an
surprise.
You made a good point. You obviously have family that live in the greater Washington, D.C. area.
Mm-hmm. And Baltimore.
And Baltimore, right? Do the people in Washington, D.C. realize the guard stuff is coming to an end soon?
Yes.
Yes, they do, or yes, that was the point I made.
Well, my family does.
Well, yeah, but they're way more informed than the average person.
Mm-hmm.
They're way more involved in activities that take place in the greater Washington, D.C. area than the average person would be. I don't think the average person probably realizes there's a shelf life to this, and then it's back to business as usual.
Right. And that's the thing. You see all these videos on social media, everybody's saying, oh my gosh, it's so great. You can definitely tell a difference in Washington, D.C. when you're walking around. Everything's just cleaner and quieter. But yeah, there's an end date to this. And there's been a lot of reclassification on what the National Guard can and can't do because of this. Like now they're armed.
Well, and so you and I had this conversation last week. We have so many brilliant ones. I'm not sure if you remember this, but we were talking about what does it say about your area where you've got to basically put, and I realize they're not literally doing this, but a tank on every corner. Like what? I mean, okay, so you secured the area.
Mm-hmm.
But as you sort of found, this is similar to like what they found in Iraq when, they took out Saddam Hussein. Okay, you clean up one area, they go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And then you go clean up that area, and then they go back where they came from. Like these people, the criminals are not going away. They may be hiding underground, but they're going to come back. And so while, yes, this is probably a nice reprieve for those people, it's not solving the bigger issue, which is how do you deal with systemic violence? And the answer is you've got to have people in charge on a daily basis who are willing to face the thing head on. The guards aren't going to solve this forever.
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting that Donald Trump and Wes Moore are having now this public spat. And
he's the governor
of Maryland, right? And he's asking Donald Trump to go walk the streets of Maryland with him. So Donald Trump walked the streets of D.C. after the National Guard had been there. So I don't know what sort of point. What is Wes Moore going to take him to the beautiful mountainous area of Cumberland, or is he talking about the gentrified area of Fells Point, which is a nice part of Baltimore, or is he really going to take him to the blighted areas?
Well, you just hit the nail on the head, which is you can make you can make you can show off anything to anyone, and you can make it look whatever you want it to be, right? Remember when the Chinese guy came to San Francisco,
right, and everything was cleaned up,
right,
and then it went right back.
Look at every time we have a convention here or a sporting event here,
yeah,
everything gets cleaned up, but then it goes back to the way it was, and it's not something you're going to solve overnight. It's just it's a way of thinking. It's a daily mindset, and the criminals like here in Indianapolis recognize those peacekeeper people are a joke. They can't do anything. Hey, don't shoot him. Hey, you're going to get in trouble. Hey, I wouldn't if I were you. Nobody's taking that serious.
Another thing you mentioned in charge, the mayor's charge, is roads, and Jacob Stewart, our friend from Indy Star.
Yes.
He was told pretty much to kick rocks when it came to the road situation in his car.
So you can consult your professional attorney, but if you're
automobile is injured, if your automobile is injured in an accident, I sound like one of those attorney commercials. If there is damage done to your automobile, you can petition the city to pay for your repairs, and you can, in some circumstances, seek legal remedy against the city, but it's very, very hard. Like, okay, here, and this is what sucks. So this will shock you. They're doing construction on 465. So today I decided, okay, I'm going to avoid 465. I'm going to go Crawfordsville Road and spin off of that onto Indiana Avenue to get downtown. The entire time I was on Indiana Avenue, I was going under the speed limit because I said if I see a pothole, and God bless Jacob Stewart. I'm sorry your wife has expensive car repairs, but this might have saved me this morning. The whole time I was thinking, I don't want to end up like that guy because nobody's going to help you just because they won't fix the roads.
Yep. Your claim is therefore denied.
Yeah, and that's just about everybody.
Yeah. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Protesting ICE in Indiana. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. About 200 people gathering outside Camp Atterbury in Johnson County over the weekend, protesting what this woman believes.
They're essentially concentration camps in America.
The facility is expected to house hundreds of illegal immigrants. Democrat U.S. congressional candidate Brad Meyer hosted the protest. Indiana is one of 19 states planning to deploy National Guard troops to support federal immigration officers. Border Czar Tom Holman confirmed the news over the weekend. IMPD says a 19-year-old carjacking suspect who opened fire at officers and injured one back in July has succumbed to his injuries. Police said Tyson Reach died at Eskenazi Hospital. The IU Health Mosaic Center is opening its first physical location in Indianapolis to address Indiana's healthcare workforce shortage. And the Fever will try to get back on the winning track tomorrow night against Seattle after dropping back-to-back games to Minnesota. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
It's Terry Stacy. How many of you started the year with good intentions of losing weight and getting in shape by spring? Well, if you didn't hit that goal, Exercise Inc. can help. Exercise Inc. has been helping people get stronger, build muscle, lose weight, and transform their health for over 20 years. The program works, and guess what? It only takes 20 minutes a week. Their unique training method was developed in an osteoporosis research study to help prevent bone mineral loss in older women. The women in the study ended up getting very strong in a short amount of time. When the method was applied to normal, healthy adults, both men and women got a lot stronger. Their Simple 9 nutritional program has helped their clients lose over 37,000 pounds since 2013, and they've seen clients lower their blood pressure, improve their blood sugar, and get off prescription meds. Their coaches are professional, their gyms are private. Get started now before summer gets here. Locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Fishers, Greenwood, and Zionsville. Change your life in 20 minutes a week. Go to exerciseinc.com.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with a free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Why do so many basement companies want half the money up front? Could it be because it's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they don't ask for a deposit until the job is done and you're completely satisfied. They even start with a free inspection to ensure you know exactly what your home needs without the guesswork. With over 35 years experience, they've proven that trust is built on results, not deposits. Michaelis, building trust beneath your feet. Visit michaeliscorp.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? single people making less than $24,000 a year, or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extra-help. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's family-owned jewelry store, is dedicated to quality and fine craftsmanship. Let them help you celebrate that special moment in your life. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Gangs assemble and picked a rendezvous for the night. They'll meet neath that giant Exxon sign.
Who's hugging who? What are you saying? What were you telling me?
Job hugging.
Oh.
It's a new thing. You've heard of job hopping, right?
This is like us here, where we're just clinging like grim death.
Yes.
To our microphone stands.
That's it. Exactly. Employees clinging to their current jobs in an increasingly difficult labor market.
Okay, so this is saying that people are not leaving their positions because, like Richard Gere, I got nowhere else to go.
I got nothing else.
Yeah.
I got nowhere else to go.
Right.
So employees holding on tightly to their jobs. Confidence in a new job opportunity is falling, and that is due to economic uncertainty and also threats from AI and automation.
You know, it is interesting how I've reached the age where, they're always like, if you could go back and tell your younger self something, what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've reached.
How far do you need to go back?
Well, I've reached the middle age now, so I think, which you were the first person to point out to me, you are in middle age. Thank you. Where I think I could be, if I could go back and tell my younger self something, you better really, if you're going to do school, you should do school. But if you're going to do school, you may. My thing was never I'm not smart enough. It was I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Apathy.
That was always my thing. Is I see this as a waste of time because I knew what I wanted to do, and as long as this little gravy train here keeps rolling, I'll be fine, right? I could live on $9 a day. I'm like one of those people for $9 a day. You're listening. We'll feed Rob Kendall at the Arby's. But like we are such a specified skill set world now. Especially in the as you alluded to, the ever-changing technology frontier, that I am in grave concern if at some point Urban One says, we've had enough of your antics and you're out of here. I mean, I'm going to end up manning the counter to Wendy's or something. Because
it's interesting you say that, because this article, which I'm referencing, says that one person left a toxic job expecting quick reemployment. But is now working overnights at a gas station to stay afloat.
Yeah, I think, again, we're so because of the way the economy is moving, and I mean in the sense of
uncertainty.
Well, yes, but I'm saying everything now is centering around. It used to be a nuts and bolts type of economy, right? Like we build stuff, we make things, whatever, and you could, if you're handy and you can do those things, you can catch on about anywhere and you can always find a way to make it work. So much of it now is driven by technology, but the problem is we don't know what the technology is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. It used to be you could look in the future and say, hey, in 10, and I'm going to talk about like people thought, oh, there'll be flying cars. I'm saying like people who were forecasters in these types of things could give you a realistic idea of how the economy might look in say 5 years. I don't think we have any idea right now because I don't think anybody has any idea, any handle whatsoever on this artificial intelligence stuff. And so unless you're one of those people who really gets it and can thrive under those types of things, like my wife, she works in cybersecurity. She knows all of this stuff, right? And so she gets people all the time looking to hire her, promote her, or go, interview for this thing or whatever. I don't know what any of it is. I just say, what's it pay, right? But those sorts of people who have a handle on those sorts of things and understand that and can be diverse, and she's always taking these tests or whatever. I don't know what they are. But the point is...
Right, to get
certified. Yeah. And those people are going to be fine because they know how the system works. But us, it's Walmart, it's Wendy's, it's man in the counter at the Jiffy Lube. Something like that in our future once they tell us we're done here.
So Moody's Analytics says that a lot of workers switched to better jobs during the pandemic, and they're now reluctant to leave them. They fear layoffs and the hiring process, obviously tougher job searches. And it's actually giving your employers leverage, because they can now enforce, the return to work mandates, or they can cut employee benefits. They can streamline a lot of things, give you more responsibility for the same rate of pay, and you're stuck.
It went too far. The worker right movement people went way too far. And that's why you see places like McDonald's were like, oh, you want $15 an hour? Meet your new coworker, Mr. Kiosk, right? And so they've gone too far. You're right. Now we are back in the employer-dominated climate where they're setting the rules again. They're setting the standards. And as such, it's going to be harder and harder to find work, to find gainful employment, to find fulfilling employment. I am pretty certain, because there will come a day, the bell tolls for all of us here. And I am fairly certain I will go be a full-time bartender whenever I'm done here, because that would
because we know even during COVID the liquor stores will stay open.
Well,
right?
That's my point, right? I really did enjoy the couple years I worked at the golf course doing that, because you interact with people and it's fun and whatever. I'm not saying it's an ideal life. I'm not saying it's like a super productive existence, but I think I could slide right back. Like, I'm doing that event this weekend because like if you're bartending at the top restaurant in town, you probably need, some skill set of being able to make all the good stuff. But just being a basic bartender, it's like you pour this and that and you put it and you shake it up and you put it in here and, boom, right?
I'm curious, you were out this weekend watching football.
I was.
Did you notice, was the crowd same, less, bigger?
Well, the one game was in Dublin, that first game. So you got to scratch that, right? Because that was two.
That one didn't count.
Yeah, and then I watched mostly golf because it was the FedEx this weekend.
Is that the one Fleetwood won?
Yeah, finally it ruined that. So Tommy Fleetwood had finished in the top 5 40 times and could never win, and that was half the darn entertainment was watching him find ways to lose, and now I don't have that anymore. Why do you ask? Is there a reason you were asking me about crowds?
I'm just wondering,
about crowd size?
Yes, about crowd size, because people are being more selective now about how they're spending the money. And you were saying that you would go back to bartending, and I'm wondering, is that trajectory even possible in the future?
See, that's interesting you say that. I think people are being... This sounds wild. I think people are being more selective on how they're spending their money on necessities. I don't think they're being more selective on entertainment.
Yeah.
I think people are sort of
they still need that third place.
Post-COVID, I think people were just like, we don't know when it's going to be taken away again. If I want to go do something, I'm going to go do it, whatever. Here's what I do notice.
YOLO.
So my old pal Ben and I were hanging out this weekend, and it does seem like people are being more selective in terms of going out. Like they're going places, or how often they're going places, or what they're doing. And it also could be just because I'm an old person now. I'm not out and about when the young people
you
are
were
out.
Also out during the day. It wasn't like it was a Saturday night.
Yeah. I think we're going to go watch opening night of the NFL. So this will be interesting. I think we're going to go watch opening night of the NFL together Sunday night, when the Sunday night game. So we'll see what the crowd is like for that, because that used to be wall-to-wall traffic. So we'll see what people have to say about that.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon, Monday Gun Day with Guy Relford, and we will recap the biggest stories of the weekend and the day here in Indy. 93 WIBC.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Zillow ranking Indy number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to max your equity. I'm talking about real estate expert Mark Dietl. That's what Luke and Emma in Franklin did. They built their dream home. They needed to sell their old place to get the great price to pay for it. Mark Dietl made it easy. Multiple offers in the first weekend, closed in 25 days at the price they needed. Mark Dietl and his team came through big.
Mark Dietl is the best in the business, and he has the guarantee that backs it up. Mark Dietl is the only real estate agent that we recommend, and he guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price or deadline, or he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. That's what separates Mark Dietl. 755-4232 or go to markdietl.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietl.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care. Simply delivered.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extra-help. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This isn't just racing, it's pure chaos on wheels. The Night of Thrills returns to Anderson Speedway Saturday, August 30th. Get thrilled to the max with figure 8 racing, Prairie Farms trailer races, and a whole lot more. One night, one track, unlimited adrenaline. Tickets are $20, $5 for kids 6 to 12, and free for kids 5 and under. Tickets at AndersonSpeedway.com. Gates open at 4 with thrills set to begin at 7. Don't just watch the action, feel it. Bring the family and see why everyone is saying, I'd rather be at Anderson Speedway.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles, Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long. So come into Macy's today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
More tariffs later, tornadoes possible.
WIBC.com gives you more than just headlines. It's context, updates, and insight. Whether you're at work, on the move, or catching up late, the latest is already there. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC.com.
You are outraged at how much Arch Manning is making to play college football. I find this fascinating.
I don't know if I would call it outrage.
You were screaming during the break. You were pounding your fist.
Oh, my gosh. I was so out of control. He's now the highest valued college athlete in the United States. He's got an NIL valuation at $6.8 million.
Okay, so Arch Manning is Peyton and Eli Manning's nephew. Mm-hmm. There is a third Manning brother. I assume most people around here are aware of that, but maybe not. There's a third Manning brother. He is the son of that, the one who didn't. I believe that was the brother who sustained an injury of some sort, and that was why he couldn't.
Cooper?
Cooper Manning, yes, thank you. And so he is Arch Manning is the starting quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. He has been talked about the last 2 years, even though he hasn't played a whole lot. Now, he did get some playing time last year. The starting quarterback for Texas, Quinn Ewers, who is now in the pros, was hurt for a while. He got some playing time, but he has been this next coming of the Manning dynasty, and it's sort of like put up or shut up time for him now. Hot take, Case. I don't think he's all that good. I mean, I know, like, I'm gonna totally eat it if he is. I mean, I don't think he would be. No offense if you're the starting quarterback for Marion. I don't think he'd be the starting quarterback for Marion, here in Indianapolis. But I think he's above that, but I don't think he's this world beater. I mean, what I saw last year was fine. He wasn't great, though. I mean, maybe he got better. But, yeah, you're right. This is ridiculous that these college kids, especially one that's sort of unproven in terms of any sort of sustained on-field success,
$6.8 million,
making that amount of money.
A lot of it is in sponsorship and promotion, obviously. So does having the Texas Longhorns as the number 1 ranked school, I mean, does that make the difference? Is that what it is? Let's look at his stats here for a second. You said, I don't think he's that good.
Yeah.
So far in 10 games and 2 starts, he has a 67.8 completion rate.
It's fine.
939 passing yards.
Yeah.
9 touchdowns. 108 rushing yards.
Yeah, okay, but this is the problem, Casey. Like, you're throwing out these stats. They're meaningless because some of them are mop-up time, some of them are start. I don't think he played any sort of world beater university. We're going to find out. We're going to find out Saturday because it's 1 against 2, Texas and Ohio State. For those of you playing along at home, at Gambling Stuff on Twitter, the Degenerates Next Door podcast, Texas is a 2.5-point underdog, so they're getting 2.5 points, and your over-under is 47.5 in the game. Look, he may be great. He may end up being great. I just think it's at some point, and people like Donald Trump have talked about this. Nick Saban has talked about this, the former famed football coach from Alabama. The insanity is going to have to stop. Somebody's going to step in and stop the insanity because what we have done, we do this all the time in our society, where the pendulum, where the thing should stop in the middle, it just swings violently from one way to the next. And that's what's happened in college athletics, where there's some ridiculous rules about kids being able to work second jobs or go, get paid for their appearance somewhere or whatever. Sure. And the NCAA was ridiculous in the way they were enforcing it. But the answer wasn't this never-ending transfer portal, NIL, no accountability. Like, it's really sucking a lot of the joy out of it, where every year you have different kids on different teams. Every year, some kids in the transfer portal, open to the highest bidder. And I don't know, man. I think a lot of people look at it and go, it's one thing for a pro to be making that. A college kid who really hasn't ever won anything.
So industry experts, they call him one of the NCAA's most marketable athletes. He said that he didn't want to be the guy rolling in with all the money. He wanted to earn his money, work hard, and get to know the players. He's had some sponsorship partnerships with Red Bull and also Uber and Waymo. But listen to this. He's got this deal with Panini America.
Their sports card company.
Right.
Yeah.
His jerseys and helmets are going for $1,000. Football signed by him, $750. Photos of him, $700. And the first Manning card sold for $102,000.
And see, this is utterly ridiculous. And this happens all the time. Your husband will back me up on this in the sports card market, where guys who have accomplished nothing, their cards sell for more than Hall of Famers. Like, you can get a ton of Hall of Fame football players whose autographs aren't. What were they charging? What did it say?
For which one? The jersey?
Either one. Pick one.
Jerseys between $700 and $1,000 for the memorabilia.
There's countless Hall of Famers, guys who played Hall of Fame careers, whose jerseys don't sell for anything, or helmet anywhere near that. And that is utterly ridiculous that people are investing that amount of money in a guy who hasn't even been drafted into the NFL. And, we saw this last year with both Quinn Ewers and the kid Carson Beck from Georgia, who were supposed to be they're going to be the number 1 and 2 guys. Ewers, I think, got drafted in the 5th or 6th round. And Beck was so bad he had to go to college for another year. You simply don't know with these guys, and people are betting all this money, no offense, on idiot college kids. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so Kodak is facing some financial struggles.
They're still in business?
I was surprised
The film
to see
company?
that. Yes. They reported a net loss of $26 million. It was a 200% decline over last year. They have warned their investors they may be forced to cease operations.
No kidding.
Because they have some debt obligations.
I mean, like I will get pictures of my daughter printed off every so often. So, I mean, some people are, so we have a physical scrapbook in addition to the digital pictures. But who's the
person who's going to save them?
Yeah, like how would that even like stay in business on a large scale? How does that even happen?
Well, they are going to refocus on print, their materials and chemicals, motion picture, also consumer products. Now, here's the thing, which was kind of buried in this article. Gen Z is now driving the surge in film photography. And they're rebelling against digital perfection.
My wife had one of those cameras, what were they called, where they'd spit out the photo, you take it.
Polaroid?
Polaroid. She had one of those when I first met her. She used to use those all the time.
Yeah, those are fun.
I was like, that's
instant
weird.
gratification, right?
Yeah. But it's like, it's not a very good camera. Like, the photo doesn't look very good.
That's going to do it for us today. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for listening. This has been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple